Chapter 1663. 1663, the real killer one. Buzz. Let's go. Wang Xian, who was floating in the sky, waved his arm. All the corpses were stored in his interspatial ring. He let out a soft shout and spoke to everyone from the Fire Lark clan. Now that he had killed a group of core disciples from the three major forces, and more than 10 powerhouses at level 9 of the see-through void tier, the other party would definitely take revenge in less than 2 days. However, Wang Xian was very happy to see this scene. Yes, sir. Everyone, return to Volcano City immediately. The two elders of the Firecloud Sparrow clan immediately responded respectfully and said to all the disciples, let's go back. Everyone didn't dare to hesitate and immediately flew towards the direction of Volcano City. What a powerful strength. He is probably at the peak of the half-step longevity realm. The 4 level 9 see-through void martial artists of the Holy Fire clan looked at Wang Xian's figure in shock and exchanged a glance. Everyone from the Holy Fire clan had ugly expressions on their faces. They were the ones who initiated this life and death arena battle. In the end, the two major factions had set up an ambush here. This was a slap to their Holy Fire clan's face. However, they had to swallow their anger, since the Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop were able to summon the Demon God tribe. They were no longer afraid of the Holy Fire clan. If it wasn't for the mysterious young man who suddenly appeared today, it was uncertain how many of the Holy Fire tribe members would have escaped. This made all of them look extremely embarrassed. Let's go. We have to be fast. I didn't expect the Life and Death Elixir Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop to make a move on this life and death arena. Don't tell me they are not afraid of the anger of the Holy Fire tribe's patriarch. When Wang Xian and the rest approached Volcano City, a voice filled with anger and coldness suddenly came from the front. 5 figures flew over at a terrifying speed. When they saw Wang Xian and the rest, they were obviously stunned. Clan Elder! Clan Elder! The group of people looked at the 5 figures and stopped to call out respectfully. Phew, are you all alright? The elder in the middle looked at all of them and heaved a sigh of relief. When they received the distress signal earlier, it gave the Fire Lark clan elders a fright. Although there were not many people in the arena battle this time, they were all strong practitioners of the younger generation of the Fire Lark clan. If they were ambushed, it would be a huge loss to the entire Fire Lark clan. Young Master Wang. At this moment, one of the clan elders noticed Wang Xian's figure and was slightly stunned. He quickly shouted at Wang Xian. Young Master Wang. The other 4 clan elders hurriedly greeted Wang Xian. Yes. Wang Xian nodded at them. Great-grandfather, great-grandmother, it's all thanks to brother Wang Xian. Otherwise, we would be in danger. Hua Luo'er, who was standing beside Wang Xian, looked at the 5 clan elders and said with a smile. Oh, so it was young Master Wang. The 5 clan elders nodded their heads slowly. It seemed that young Master Wang had gotten rid of the distress call just now. Yes, brother Wang Xian is amazing. He wiped out tens of thousands of people from the 3 major forces in one move. More than a dozen experts at level 9 of the Void Interpretation Realm were also killed in one move. Hua Luo'er nodded her head heavily and kept on talking. The 3 major forces. Luo'er, your strength has increased a lot? A clan elder revealed a puzzled expression when he heard her words. However, at this moment, another old woman was sizing up Hua Luo'er and suddenly asked in surprise. Hee great-grandma. I'm now an expert at the 8th level of the see-through realm. Hua Luo'er's somewhat boastful figure moved and came directly to the old woman's side. She said with some pride, 8th level of the Void Interpretation Realm? How is this possible? When the 5 clan elders heard her words, they all fixed their gazes on Hua Luo'er. The strength of an 8th level of the Void Interpretation Realm was not enough to shock them, but Hua Luo'er had reached the 8th level of the Void Interpretation Realm. This was somewhat inconceivable. One had to know that she had just matured. She was only at the Profound Void Tier 2 a few days ago. How could it be possible for her to be at the Profound Void Tier 8 now? Profound Void Tier 8? This. Then at the back, all the members of the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan heard Hualuo's words, and their faces were filled with shock. This made them think of how Hualuo had instantly killed the peerless prodigy of the life and death pill workshop, Shui Lianhun. At that time, everyone was extremely shocked. It was just that the outbreak of war had caused them to temporarily focus their attention on other places. Now that they thought about it, Hualuo's strength was indeed a little terrifying. Brother Wang Xian used the Flame Soul to help me raise my strength to a level 8 see-through void martial artist. In the future, I will also be an expert of the Fire Lark tribe. Hualuo raised her head and said excitedly, Young Master Wang. Fire Soul. The 5 clan elders were stunned for a moment before they looked at Wang Xian. When they thought of the person in front of them, who had reached half-step longevity from the Transcendence realm, they pursed their lips. It was indeed possible for Hualuo to raise her strength. The few of us clan elders have some respect for Lord Wang. There is a little, and we all address him as Young Master Wang. He was actually able to raise Princess Hualuo's strength to the 8th level of the see-through realm. How terrifying. What is this Lord Wang's identity? What is his relationship with U.S. Firecloud Sparrow clan? Voices of doubt rang out. Everyone in the Firecloud Sparrow clan was filled with curiosity towards Wang Xian. He had destroyed tens of thousands of people with a single move. He was respected by their elders and saved their lives. No matter what, they could boast about this for a long time. At that time, the higher-ups of the Firecloud Sparrow clan came to welcome us personally. They didn't mean to embarrass us. The 4 experts of the Holy Fire clan, who were at level 9 of the see-through realm, looked at each other and thought to themselves, Let's go. Wang Xian smiled faintly and said to the 5 of them without saying anything else. Yes. The 5 elders of the Firecloud Sparrow clan nodded immediately. The group of them flew quickly into the Firecloud city. Where is Senior Fengyan? After entering the Firecloud city, Wang Xian asked the 5 elders. Young Master Wang wants to see the Patriarch? Let us bring you there. The 5 of them nodded and said to Wang Xian immediately. All right. Wang Xian nodded and followed them to the Firecloud mountain range ahead. Patriarch, Young Master Wang wishes to see you. We have something important to report. The 6 of them spent more than 10 minutes before an elder shouted into the mountain range. Come in. Feng Yun's voice was heard. Wang Xian and the rest immediately entered the mountain range. Patriarch. An old woman walked over and recounted what had happened. What? The demon god tribe of the 9-god empire actually joined 2 major forces? On the way here, the 5 elders had already understood everything. When they learned that the demon god tribe had sent people to support the 2 large factions, their expressions changed drastically. Feng Yun similarly frowned and sighed slightly. It looks like these 2 large factions want to kill us. Feng Yun sat there, thinking nonstop. Senior Feng Yun, if the longevity experts from the 3 forces join forces to attack us, will the Firecloud Sparrow tribe be able to withstand them? Wang Xian sat at the side and said in a low voice. If the 3 forces join forces, our Firecloud Sparrow tribe will not be able to withstand them. Feng Yun shook her head bitterly. The Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Medicine Master of the Holy Item Forging Workshop joined forces to attack us. I have the confidence to withstand them. However, with the Demon God tribe, we are definitely not their match. That is the Demon God of the 9-god empire. They have at least 1 longevity, or even more. Wang Xian frowned slowly. With the appearance of the Demon God tribe, the 2 forces are clearly no longer afraid of the Holy Fire tribe. In that case, we can only go all out. Chapter 1664. 1664, The Real Killer 2. The room fell silent. Feng Yun and the 5 clan elders sat there with unpleasant expressions. Fight! Young Master Wang. The problem is that we can't win even if we fight. One of the clan elders said with a bitter expression. Young Master Wang, do you have any ideas? Feng Yun looked at Wang Xian and asked after a moment of hesitation. We can still fight. As long as my strength breaks through, and I reach longevity, the two major forces wouldn't be enough. Wang Xian said with a twinkle in his eyes. As long as he could achieve a breakthrough once, he would be able to resolve the current predicament of the Fire Lark tribe. Young Master Wang, you have achieved a breakthrough? Feng Yin was slightly taken aback as she looked at Wang Xian in astonishment. When she met Wang Xian a few years ago, he was merely at the extraordinary realm. However, in less than 4 years, he actually said that he wanted to achieve a breakthrough and attain longevity. This made her feel incredulous. Young Master Wang, do you need any help to break through? Feng Yin asked directly. Pills, a large number of pills. There are at least 5,000 pills at the level of the 9th level void interpretation. Wang Xian did not hide anything and said directly. 5,000 pills at the level of the 9th level void interpretation, this. Feng Yin and the 5 elders took a deep breath and frowned. Even if we take out all the savings of our Fire Cloud Sparrow clan, we can only take out 1,000 level 9 void interpretation pills. One of the elders said. Regarding the issue of resources, I will think of a way myself. From now on, I will act without any scruples. If the patriarchs of the 3 major forces come, we can only prepare to escape. Wang Xian looked at Feng Yin and said, let's do it. As the personal guard of the Empress, it won't be easy for anyone to break into our Fire Cloud Mountain. If worst comes to worst, I will lead everyone into the Nirvana Cave. Feng Yin nodded his head heavily. His eyes were filled with coldness. All right. Wang Xian nodded his head. Senior Feng Yin, I will leave first. He stood up, nodded his head and left immediately. I hope the demon god from the demon god tribe doesn't make a move, or else. Seeing Wang Xian leave, an elder said weakly. Let's go to Fengtian City. Wang Xian flew out of the Fire Cloud City and headed towards Fengtian City. Since the Fire Cloud Sparrow tribe was forced to such a state, there was no need for him to be afraid of anything. The dragon spike could be used to assassinate anyone without fear this time. After entering the Fire Cloud Forest, Wang Xian activated his yin-yang and 5 elements dragon eyes. He used the power of light and darkness to hide his aura. Under his extreme concealment, even the detection formation could not detect his existence. Fengtian City is completely sealed. The news of the annihilation of the people from the 3 major forces must have spread to Fengtian City. Wang Xian thought to himself. He looked at the one-eyed bird that was circling around the city. He hid himself and entered the city. He glanced at the center of the city and smiled. 5 experts in the longevity realm were gathered there. More than 20 elders at level 9 of the see-through realm were also there. He moved and arrived at a restaurant in the center of the city. The people of the demon god tribe have just arrived, but they were all exterminated. My god, the Fire Cloud Sparrow tribe is too violent. All the heaven's favorites and outstanding disciples of the Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop were also killed. This time, the younger generation of the 2 major forces was almost exterminated. It's such a good arena battle, but the Fire Cloud Sparrow tribe actually set up an ambush. How despicable. The Fire Young tribe is now completely provoked. We have to be more careful when we go out. The Fire Young tribe is now accelerating their own death. The people they killed are the elite core disciples of the Demon God tribe. That is the Demon God tribe of the 9 God Empire. When Wang Xian entered the restaurant, he heard voices of discussion. He narrowed his eyes slightly, and a cold glint flashed across his eyes. An ambush by the Firelark clan. Hee. Waiter, please serve some good tea and dishes. Wang Xian sat in a corner and said to the waiter beside him. All right, sir, please wait a moment. Plop. Sir Demon God, this matter is our fault. We didn't know that they had a half-step one-show master hiding there. All the elite disciples of our Life and Death Elixir Workshop and Holy Item Forging Workshop were also killed. However, at this moment in the center of the city, more than 20 old men were kneeling on the ground, their faces covered in cold sweat. 5 of the old men in the center had similarly unsightly and shocked expressions. In front of them was an image. In the image, A black-robed old man with golden stripes embroidered on his body sat in the center. The old man's eyes were a little cloudy, but there was a willful, unruly, and arrogant charm. Beside the old man, one was wearing a white robe with a spirit tree on it. The other old man was wearing a fiery red soft armor that emitted a mysterious energy. The white-robed old man was the medicine master of the life and death pill workshop. The soft-armored old man was the tool master of the holy item forging workshop. These two were the top experts of the continent, who had lived for 7,000 to 8,000 years. And the identity of the person who could sit in the middle in front of them was obvious. The demon god of the Nine-God Empire. And a new demon god. Even the medicine master and weapon master looked at the demon god beside them with some trepidation. This demon god was the newly risen demon god of the demon god tribe. He had just risen up, but he had already suppressed the old demon god and almost killed him. He was wild, overbearing, and crazy. No one in the demon god tribe dared to refute his words. Logically speaking, there was no need for the 5 half-step Wansho experts from the Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop to kneel down when they saw a Wansho expert. However, in front of this crazy demon god, they could only tremble in fear. Kiki, the people of our demon god tribe were killed as soon as we went over. I really don't know whether I should say that the people of our demon god tribe are trash, or that the 2 major forces are trash. The demon god smiled coldly and said. With that, the expressions of medicine master and weapon master became slightly awkward. As expected of the craziest demon god, the two of them looked at each other, and their hearts trembled slightly. Demon god, this matter is the fault of our 2 great forces. We cannot absolve ourselves of the responsibility for causing the death of the demon god tribe's disciples. We are willing to compensate them. The weapon master said to the demon god, Why are you looking for me? Do you want me to help you exterminate the Fire Cloud Sparrow tribe? The demon god suddenly changed the topic and asked them. The weapon master and the medicine master were slightly stunned. They could not keep up with the brain circuits of this demon god. Yes, we want to invite the demon god to help us. A few days ago, we visited Sacred Fire Ancestor. He clearly stated that he would not help the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan. The weapon master directly said. Chapter 1665. 1665. The Real Killer 3. The Fire Cloud Sparrow race is a loyal race. I still remember when I saw the Empress's grace and the glory of the Fire Cloud personal guards. The demon god changed the topic again and replied with a smile on his face. The Empress has already fallen, and the glory of the Fire Cloud personal guards is no longer there. The medicine master said indifferently from the side. That's right, but the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan is really not loyal enough. Since the Empress has fallen, then they should follow the Empress. The demon god said with a cold smile. Our Life and Death Pill Workshop and Holy Item Forging Workshop are helping them follow the Empress's path. The medicine master pursed his lips and took over the demon god's words as he said indifferently. Demon god, just say it. Ask the demon god tribe to act. What price will they have to pay? The medicine master could not keep up with the demon god's thoughts and did not want to be entangled with him. He asked directly, Kiki, our demon god tribe now has 2 long lifespans. Tell me, what price do I have to pay for inviting you to kill the Phoenix dynasty? The demon god smiled and looked at the medicine master and weapon master beside him. The medicine master and weapon master were stunned once again. Exterminate the Fire Cloud Sparrow tribe. Demon god, you won't suffer too much loss. With me and the medicine master as support, help us kill that Feng Yun fellow. The weapon master pondered for a moment before continuing. Demon god, you can state your conditions. Our Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop have always had a good relationship with your demon god tribe. Pills. I need a large number of pills. I also need some pills, so that my strength can increase. When the time comes, I will become the master of the 9 gods. Tsk. The demon god laughed willfully. His face was filled with excitement. as if the position of the master of the 9 gods was within his reach. The medicine master and tool master trembled slightly when they heard the demon god's words. They felt their hearts palpitate at the demon god's madness. This fellow was simply a madman. However, a madman who could cultivate to the longevity realm was the most terrifying. Moreover, he only needed some medicinal pills to increase his strength. After reaching the longevity realm, it was extremely difficult to increase each realm. This newly promoted demonic god was actually about to break through. He might really fight for the position of the 9 gods master in the future. Our 2 great factions will help you advance to the 2nd rank of the longevity realm, but we want the resources of the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan. The medicine master gritted his teeth and said directly, "Kiki good. Let me know when you will make a move. Send the guest out." The demon god laughed wildly and waved his hand as he said to the medicine master and the weapon master. "Good." The weapon master and the medicine master stood up and looked at each other with satisfied expressions. Although the price of inviting the demon god tribe was extremely high, as long as they could exterminate the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan, the loss would be worth it no matter how much they lost. When dealing with people like the demon god, although they could not keep up with his brain circuits, they were easy to come in contact with and would not be too calculative. The 2 of them waved their arms, and the mirror in front of them was put away. "Farewell. When the time is ripe, we will invite the demon god." The weapon master and the medicine master cupped their hands towards the demon god and left. "Jia farewell." The demon god sat there and cupped his hands as he said with a laugh, "Oh, helping them destroy a Fire Cloud Sparrow clan will allow my strength to break through again. Awesome Jia. With that heart of mine, it allowed me to comprehend darkness. I feel that I have a very high chance of becoming a god in the future. Jia." Seeing medicine master and weapon master leave, the demon god laughed maniacally. 1,000 years of ups and downs in exchange for his current strength and potential. It was worth it. This demon god is really terrifying. I heard that a year ago, this demon god who had left for more than 1,000 years returned and directly challenged the current demon god, defeating him. Later, the old demon god refused to accept the challenge and nearly died. The 2 clans that supported the old demon god were all killed. The old demon god is already old, and the new demon god's methods are very cruel. The old demon god completely abdicated his position and became the clan leader of the demon god tribe. Even our Lord Medicine Master is afraid of this demonic god. After all, he is the demonic god of the 9 god empire, a true top faction on the continent. At this moment, in Fengtian City, the experts from the Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop heaved a sigh of relief when they saw the scene disappear. They slowly stood up. They looked at each other and said with some shock, "However, with the addition of this demon god, we can finally eradicate the Fire Lark clan easily." That's right. For the past 4 to 5 years, the Fire Lark clan has been opposing us everywhere. It won't be long before they disappear from the stage of the continent. The experts from the 2 major forces revealed excited expressions. Wuxia and the Fire Lark tribe were unaware of all of this. The crisis of extermination had quietly arrived. Wuxia sat in the restaurant. His dragon eyes of the yin-yang and 5 elements scanned every corner of the city. After lunch, he slowly walked towards a small courtyard. In the campus, a member of a mercenary group lived here. They were here to kill the members of the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan, for a high reward. As a mercenary group that roamed the central continent, they had 5 insightful void martial experts. Their strength was extraordinary, and they had a wealth of experience. This time, they came to kill the members of the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan. With their wealth of experience, they gained a lot. Let's go. It won't be long before a great war between the Fire Cloud Sparrow and the 2 major forces breaks out. We have to retreat in time. The experienced mercenary group leader said to everyone. Ever since he had obtained the half-step longevity of the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan and killed all the elite disciples and core disciples of the 3 major forces, he had a premonition that a war might be coming. Therefore, He made a prompt decision and immediately led the members of the mercenary group to leave. Okay, we'll listen to the leader. Haha. Our gains this time are already very good, and there's almost no loss. Dozens of members of the mercenary group laughed out loud as they packed up their things and prepared to leave. Oh no, there's a kill. At this moment, shadows appeared behind them one after another. The expressions of everyone in the mercenary group changed drastically. We're already here, yet you still want to leave safely. Next, it's time for the strange demon to perform. Wuxia walked over slowly. He took a glance at the disappearing corpse with an expressionless face and walked in. This is the base. As Wuxia spoke, the figures of strange demons appeared in front of him. 500 strange demons stood there without any expression on their faces. They did not have the slightest intention to kill. With their concealment techniques and their current strength, only experts at level 8 or above of the see-through void could detect them. With Ao Yao and I would like to see how many people I can kill. A hint of coldness appeared in Wuxia's eyes. Let's go. As he spoke, his figure slowly disappeared. Chapter 1666. 1666 1666 Real Killers 4. The target was all the insightful emptiness realm experts. According to Wuxia's investigation with his Yin-Yang 5 elemental dragon eyes, there were more than 7,000 insightful emptiness realm experts in Fengtian City. Among them, there were only 5 experts who were half a step away from longevity. Wuxia walked out of the courtyard and scanned his surroundings. There are 2 experts at level 9 of the insightful emptiness realm, and 15 experts at level 8 of the insightful emptiness realm, within a radius of 10 kilometers. Wuxia scanned his surroundings with his dragon eyes of the yin-yang and 5 elements. He immediately detected all the experts within the 10-kilometer radius. Ao Yao, I'll leave level 8 of the void interpretation stage to you. The rest will be assassinated within the 10-kilometer radius. Wuxia's voice was heard by Ao Yao and the rest. His body moved, and he walked towards the 2 level 9 of the void interpretation stage experts. It's the Dragon King. Upon hearing his command, the group of strange demons immediately spread out in all directions. The entire city was their enemy. They could assassinate anyone. However, Wuxia would first focus on the insightful emptiness realm experts. 490 strange demons could assassinate experts below level 6 of the insightful emptiness realm. 9 strange demons could assassinate experts below level 7 of the insightful emptiness realm. In addition to Ao Yao, other than half a step to longevity, there was nothing in the entire city that they could not kill. Moreover, in Fengtian City, there were only around 600 to 700 people above level 6 of the Profound Void tier, and including experts at level 6 of the Profound Void tier. The rest were all below level 6 of the Profound Void tier. Those below level 6 of the Profound Void tier could be easily killed by a group of strange demons. I wonder when our Lord Medicine Master plans to completely exterminate the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan. I reckon it will be soon. After exterminating the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan, we won't have to stay in this damned place every day. The 2 old men who had just walked out from the center of the city returned to a luxurious courtyard, their faces carrying excited smiles. Obviously, the scene they had seen just now made them extremely happy. Pooh-pooh. It's not certain who will exterminate who. A sudden sound was heard. The 2 experts who were walking happily a moment ago did not have any reaction and fell to the ground immediately. With a wave of Wuxia's arm, the corpse disappeared immediately. Let's go and see if there are any resources. Wuxia thought to himself as he scanned the entire luxurious manor with the dragon eyes of the Yin-Yang 5 elements. A few spiritual herbs, and they are all at the 9th level of the void interpretation realm. Not bad, not bad. With a move, Wuxia came to the back. Looking at the spiritual herbs planted, he took them away immediately. Just now, he took a look at the interspatial rings of the 2 of them. In each of the elders' interspatial rings, there were dozens of pills at the 9th level of the void interpretation stage. As the experts in the life and death pill workshop, they were also master alchemists. It was not strange for them to have dozens of pills at the 9th level of the void interpretation stage. If I can kill hundreds of level 9 void interpretation masters, I have a chance of leveling up myself. It's a pity that there aren't so many level 9 void interpretation masters in the entire life and death pill workshop. I wonder how many high-grade pills those longevity realm experts have in their interspatial rings. There must be quite a number of them. Wang Xian thought to himself. At the same time, in this Fengtian city where the sun was shining brightly, 500 strange demons were roaming around the city rapidly. As long as they found someone alone, they would immediately assassinate anyone who was at the insightful void tier. Where are they? Where are the people on the 3rd floor? Did they fucking escape from the window? They didn't pay for their meals. When the waiter arrived on the 3rd floor of a restaurant, there was no one on the 3rd floor. That was full just a moment ago. The waiter's face was filled with astonishment when he suddenly disappeared. He cursed. The person was gone. He had definitely flown away from the window. He rarely encountered such a thing. The waiter hurriedly reported to the shopkeeper. "Leader, we're back." In the Sky Glory mercenary group, a huge plaque was hanging in front of a manor. More than 10 youths walked into the manor with smiles on their faces as they shouted loudly. The Sky Glory mercenary group was a mercenary group that belonged to the Holy Item Forging Workshop. In the entire Fengtian city, it could be ranked in the top 3. There were more than 30 insightful void tier experts. The leader had the strength of a 7th level insightful void tier expert. It was definitely a large-scale mercenary group. Where are the leader and the rest? Why is there not a single person in the entire mercenary group? When more than a dozen of them entered, they realized that there was no one in the entire manor. This caused them to frown, and their faces were filled with curiosity. Where were the people? Dragon King, there are 530 insightful void stage powerhouses. Finish them all off. There are more than 2,000 transcendents. 20 minutes later, all the strange demons gathered in the courtyard and reported to Wang Xian. Let's go continue. Wang Xian nodded his head in satisfaction. With a move, the group of strange demons entered the storage spiritual bag. With a flash, he arrived at the top of a 6-story building on the street. An elder who was inside was slightly stunned. You don't need to know who I am. We are the ones who are going to kill you. Wang Xian mumbled as one by one, the strange demons came out from the storage bag. Take care of everyone within a 10-kilometer radius and return here. Wang Xian said to them as he flew out. The group of strange demons hid themselves and spread out in all directions vigilantly. They didn't have the strength of Wang Xian. In the entire Fengtian city, no one was able to discover his figure. With ease, Wang Xian casually killed all the experts at level 9 of the see-through realm. Around half an hour later, the strange demons returned one by one. Dragon King, over 700 experts of the see-through realm were assassinated. Ao Yao reported. Let's go, let's continue. You must be careful during the assassination. It's best not to be discovered. Wang Xian gave a reminder and continued flying to the next location. With his teleportation, the entire city, that was more than 200 kilometers, was not considered to be very big. They had assassinated more than 2,000 insightful emptiness realm experts, at a distance of 10 kilometers and 10 kilometers. Before the sun set, they had assassinated more than 2,000 insightful emptiness realm experts. More than 2,000 people. This was a huge number. However, during this period of time, the place where Wang Xian and the rest had assassinated caused a commotion. What's going on? Where's the leader of the Tianwei mercenary group? Did we agree to go out tonight? Where's Jiang Beiyuan's artifact master? He's going to the artifact refining workshop tonight. Where is he? Where did the commander of the city guards go? Why haven't we found him yet? In the whole afternoon, more than 10,000 people had disappeared from Fengtian City. As more and more people disappeared, the commotion became bigger and bigger. Some people didn't pay attention to their disappearance at first, thinking that they might have gone to other places. But as time passed, and they saw that some people had also disappeared, they began to suspect. Especially the disciples, deacons, and even elders of the forging workshop, and the holy item forging workshop who had disappeared. In the evening, when this matter was reported to the elders of the two major forces, all of them revealed astonished expressions. Invincible Divine Dragon's Cultivation System. Chapter 1667. 1667. In the panic of 1667, Fengtian City. What's going on? We can't contact the 5 elders of our holy item forging workshop? We can't contact 3 elders of our life and death pill workshop. We can't find more than a dozen deacons either. In the center of the city, the 5 elders were sitting in 5 courtyards. When they heard the news from their disciples, they all had solemn expressions on their faces. Clan elder. Not only that, many experts of the mercenary group, and some families affiliated with our 2 big forces, have also gone missing. We can't find them at all. 3 middle-aged men reported to the 5 clan elders from the front. What? The 5 men immediately stood up and looked at each other. Gather the disciples of our life and death pill workshop and holy item forging workshop immediately. A clan elder directly ordered the middle-aged man. Yes, clan elder. The 2 middle-aged men immediately nodded and walked out. Go! The 5 elders were somewhat worried. Their bodies moved and directly floated in the air. The 5 of them looked at their surrounding positions, and their eyes revealed rays of bright light. All disciples of the Life and Death Forging Workshop, Holy Item Forging Workshop, gather here. All disciples of the Life and Death Forging Workshop, gather here. With 2 shouts, a middle-aged man moved forward, and a middle-aged man moved backward. Their voices instantly covered the entire Fengtian city. What's going on? Why do I suddenly have a bad premonition? What happened? It seems that many experts went missing in the afternoon. Everyone in Fengtian City was slightly shocked when they heard the 2 middle-aged men's cries. They began to discuss among themselves. Oh no, are we going to be alerted? Wang Xian heard 2 cries near the city gate. He frowned slightly when he saw the 5 half-step one-show powerhouses floating in the air. Let's do it. This is the shop of the Holy Item Forging Workshop and the Life and Death Elixir Workshop. There are more than 1,000 void interpretation powerhouses gathered here. There are also 5 or 6 void interpretation 9th level powerhouses. Wang Xian thought to himself, as the corners of his mouth curled up slightly. Since the other party is alert, let's end this quickly. Ao Yao, let's do it as soon as possible. It doesn't matter even if we are discovered. As Wang Xian spoke, his figure flashed and appeared in front of the 2 level 9 insightful emptiness realm experts. Under the astonished expressions of the 2 of them, Wang Xian waved his arm and instantly killed them. At the same time, he dashed towards the other few level 9 see-through realm experts. Who is it? As Wang Xian did not hide anything, he was immediately discovered when he arrived in front of a level 9 see-through realm expert. Boom! However, Wang Xian waved his arm, and the gray energy hit his body directly. Ah, there's an assassin, there's an assassin! At this moment, there was a sudden exclamation from not far away. Following that, a series of sounds of assassinations were heard. Continue. Wang Xian glanced at the center. Due to the distance being too far away, the 5 half-step one-show masters did not notice him. His figure shuttled rapidly. Without the strength of a 5th level void interpretation stage, or above, one could not see his shadow at all. Under the massacre by Wang Xian, the noble see-through realm experts were slaughtered like pigs and dogs. Clan Elder, there's an assassin! There's an assassin! In less than 5 minutes, an earth-shattering voice suddenly sounded. The voice was filled with panic and resounded throughout Fengtian City. Strange demon, come back! Wang Xian raised his eyebrows and immediately sent a voice transmission to Ao Yao and the rest. It's the Dragon King. One by one, the figures flew rapidly towards Wang Xian's location. Let's go! After keeping the spiritual storage pouch, he concealed himself and teleported to the highest restaurant in Fengtian City. His gaze swept across the insightful emptiness realm expert in the room. Before he could react, he had already killed him. What? Which faction dares to commit a crime in our Fengtian city? In the center, 5 half-step longevity realm experts heard the distress call from the east gate, and their expressions changed slightly. The 5 figures moved, and like a violent sun, they quickly flew toward the east gate. Clan elders, there are killers, there are killers. They can actually hide in the void. Several deacons were instantly killed, and their corpses were taken away. A middle-aged man saw the 5 clan elders flying over, and hurriedly flew into the air to welcome them. His face was filled with fear as he spoke. When they heard the clan elder's summons, they immediately rushed towards the center. In the end, more than 10 figures instantly appeared behind them. Other than him, everyone else was instantly killed. When he saw this scene, he was so frightened that he almost wet his pants. His back was instantly covered with cold sweat as he hurriedly shouted. Even when he saw the 5 clan elders flying over, his face was still in shock. What's going on? All the disciples of the Life and Death Pill Workshop's Holy Item Forging Workshop immediately flew over, and directly flew into the air. A clan elder looked at the middle-aged man who was still in shock. His face instantly became gloomy as he shouted loudly. It's the clan elder. Below, the disciples of the 2 big forces hurriedly flew into the sky. 1-2. Where are the deacon disciples? Where are the disciples above the profound void tier? However, very quickly, when the 5 clan elders saw the disciples flying up one by one, there were very few profound void tier disciples. Their expressions changed drastically as they roared loudly. Their voices resounded throughout the sky. More than 100, why are there only 100? Aren't there 1,000 or so profound void tier disciple elders guarding this place? Where are they? Where are they now? A clan elder swept his gaze over the tens of thousands of people floating below. His pupils constricted slightly as he growled in a low voice. After the Life and Death Medicinal Pill Workshop's medicinal pills were mysteriously snatched away last time, they had sent even more disciples to guard this place. However, there were only 100 or so profound void martial disciples now. Where were the remaining people? What assassin assassinated all of you? A clan elder took a deep breath and asked the disciple who had called for help. I don't know, clan elder. I didn't see it clearly either. I only saw a white shadow, and then they died. It's too terrifying. This group of assassins is simply too terrifying. The middle-aged man said with a face full of fear, but the fear on his face did not disappear. Just a white shadow. Trash. Seeing a 5th-level profound void martial disciple actually look so terrified, the faces of the 5 clan elders turned black, and their faces were extremely unsightly as they cursed. Assassin! An assassin actually entered our Fengtian city. Today, it seems that many experts and mercenary groups directly disappeared. Could it be that the assassin did it? How is this possible? There are so many experts in our Fengtian city. How could the assassin assassinate them so easily? Didn't you see the frightened look of the deacon of the Holy Item Forging Workshop? He is a 5th-level void interpretation expert. In the Fengtian city below, exclamations could be heard. The mercenary groups and the forces attached to the holy items were all filled with fear. Chapter 1668. 1668. In the panic of Fengtian City in 1668, all disciples of the Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop come to the East Gate and fly straight here. The voice of a clan elder once again resounded throughout the entire Fengtian City. Yes. In the distance, the disciples of the 2 major forces responded. At this point in time, the disciples of the Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop had already realized the seriousness of the problem. They flew over quickly one by one. Soon, all the disciples of the 2 major forces in Fengtian City had gathered. Meanwhile, the people from the other forces were approaching in surprise and bewilderment. Slowly, millions of people gathered in the surrounding areas. All insightful emptiness realm experts come to the front. Seeing the disciples flying over one by one, the 5 clan elders' faces became more and more unsightly, even with a trace of fear. Yes. One by one, the insightful emptiness realm experts flew towards a single spot. Oh, why are there so few? Our two great factions should have around 4,000 insightful emptiness realm experts. Why are there only around 2,000 now? What on earth is going on? Could it be that? At this time, everyone's faces revealed an embarrassed and frightened expression. The Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop had at least 4,000 insightful emptiness realm experts in Fengtian City. However, there were only 2,000 of them now. What about 2,000? Could it be that they assassinated 2,000 insightful emptiness realm experts in such a short period of time? What kind of killer is this? How did they do it? Everyone in the surroundings looked at this scene in disbelief. Half of the insightful emptiness realm experts were actually assassinated. And actually, half of them were assassinated. The bodies of the 5 clan elders trembled slightly. The insightful emptiness realm experts of their two great factions, each only numbered around 5,000. Adding them together, it was only around 10,000, but now it was actually less than 1/5. This was simply a huge blow to them. Our elders also seemed to have decreased by a lot. Could it be that our elders were also assassinated? They are all insightful emptiness realm level 9 experts. To be able to assassinate an elder at the 9th rank of the Profound Void tier. What kind of assassin is this? Could it be that the Underworld Assassin Organization took action? The Profound Void tier experts from the two major factions looked at each other and said in a low voice. Clan Elder, the elders of our Zhao clan have also disappeared. Clan Elder, please stand up for us. Our Liantian sect master and elders have also disappeared. Our sect master is an expert at the 9th rank of the Profound Void tier. 5 elders, the experts of our mercenary group, and a group of more than 20 people have also disappeared. At this time, a young man below spoke to the 5 half-step Wansho experts with a fearful expression. Immediately after, several middle-aged young men spoke loudly. Among these people, a portion of them were sects and clans that relied on the two great powers, and a portion of them were mercenary groups that were attracted by the rewards. Now many experts had disappeared. The expressions of the 5 half-step Wansho experts changed drastically. Open the array formation and report this matter to the medicine master and weapon master. An elder of the Life and Death Pill Workshop took a deep breath and said in a deep voice, "Let's do our best to search first." The 5 people nodded and flew toward the 4 directions and the center respectively. There were 5 towers in the 4 directions and the center respectively. These towers were used to build arrays. The 5 of them came to the top of the tower and took out an array compass that was emitting divine light with a solemn expression. Ka. The array compass was placed inside and emitted a ka sound. Wang. In an instant, a fiery red light covered the entire city. Boom! Following that, monstrous flames rose up. The entire city was like a terrifying volcano, erupting with flames. A 10,000-year-old defensive formation. Even a 10,000-year-old first-rank expert wouldn't be able to break in. Hiss! This kind of formation has actually been activated. This formation could have been specially set up to prevent the Fire Cloud Sparrow Patriarch from attacking. Sounds of shock rang out from within Fengtian City. Everyone take a position and search with all your might. Don't miss a single place. A clan elder roared. One-eyed demonic beasts search. Ka. In the center, dozens of one-eyed demonic beasts soared into the air. An incomparably huge pupil was monitoring the entire city. The eyes of the clan elders shot out rays of light as they scanned the entire city. The assassins haven't left our Fengtian City yet. We must capture them. Otherwise, this will be too terrifying. How long has it been? They've killed over 2,000 insightful void martial artists. Not just 2,000. These 2,000 are only disciples of the two major forces. There are also forces and mercenary groups. There might be 3,000 to 4,000. The entire Fengtian City was in a panic. Everyone looked around vigilantly. As long as the Wansho masters don't come, It's impossible for them to discover me. Wang Xian stood in a room at the highest point of the restaurant. He held a teacup in his hand and looked at the panicking city and the 5 half-step Wuxia masters, who were furiously searching for the killer. They would never imagine how terrifying their enemies would be. Currently, the strange demons were only second to the most powerful races in the universe, and there were less than 10 of them. In this extraordinary continent, no one of the same level was their match. Time slowly passed. The 5 half-step Wuxia experts searched the entire Fengtian city, but they still couldn't find any clues. This made the 5 half-step Wuxia experts' expressions become more and more unsightly. They can't be found. Could it be the masked assassin group? How could it be the masked assassin group? The Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop hired the masked assassin group. Although they are very strong, they aren't as terrifying as this group of mysterious assassins. It's not just terrifying. They clearly haven't escaped the city yet, but the 5 peerless experts couldn't find their figures. They won't assassinate again, right? The sky had completely darkened, but the entire Fengtian city was illuminated by the array formation. Everyone was discussing in fear. If the assassins couldn't be found, would they continue to assassinate? Even a profound void Tier 9 powerhouse could disappear without a sound, let alone them. Everyone was extremely afraid. If we knew, we wouldn't have gotten involved in this mess. FUCK. What kind of terrifying killer organization did the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan hire? Some of the mercenary group members revealed regretful expressions. All disciples gather at the center. Don't spread out. Wait for news. The 5 half-step longevity experts ordered with an ugly expression. All the disciples of the Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop immediately gathered at the center. More than 100,000 people gathered together. 2 half-step longevity experts stood guard at the side. Report this matter to the Medicine Master and the Weapon Master. The other 3 clan elders showed a trace of fatigue on their faces and directly entered the room. A terrifying assassin organization suddenly appeared and actually made the 2 forces helpless. Chapter 1669. 1669. In the panic of Fengtian City in 1669. What should we do when the disciples of the 2 major forces gather together? Yeah, what should we do? These killers are not just targeting the people of the 2 major forces. When the people outside the 2 major forces saw that they had gathered together and were guarded by a half-step Wuxia expert, panic appeared on their faces. If we knew it would be like this, we wouldn't have come. It's all our fault for being too greedy. If the assassins are targeting us, then we're close to the positions of the 2 major factions. We're gathering around them. Some mercenary groups revealed regretful expressions on their faces. One by one, they hurriedly approached the positions near the 2 major factions. The sudden appearance of the assassins and the disappearance of 3 to 4,000 insightful emptiness realm experts completely caused them to panic. These were 3 to 4,000 insightful emptiness realm experts. Just the thought of half of the experts in the entire city disappearing, just like that, made them feel terrified. Weapon Master. Medicine Master. In a meeting room in the manor in the center of the city, the elders of the Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop stood respectfully in front of a mirror and said to the person in the mirror, "What's the matter? Why do you need to make such an urgent report?" The Medicine Master asked expressionlessly. Medicine Master, we, a group of mysterious killers, entered Fengtian City and assassinated more than 2,000 insightful emptiness realm experts of our 2 major forces in a short period of time. And according to our estimation, at least 3 to 4,000 insightful emptiness realm experts were assassinated in Fengtian City. The half-step Wuxia clan elder of the Life and Death Pill Workshop lowered his head and said with an unsightly expression, "What?" The expressionless face of the Medicine Master in the mirror was moved and revealed an unsightly expression. Assassins? What kind of assassins are capable of such an unscrupulous assassination in Fengtian City? The Medicine Master asked with a gloomy face. 3 to 4,000 insightful emptiness realm experts have been killed or injured. Even the medicine master's breathing became slightly hurried when he heard this number. I don't know. We searched the entire Fengtian city, but we didn't find any clues. Now we've even opened the Imperial Sky Array, but the elder of the Life and Death Pill Workshop revealed a bitter expression. Our pills and spiritual herbs were stolen without a sound, and now we've assassinated so many people. Dark World? No, Dark World belongs to the assassination organization of the Draconid Empire. What kind of helper did the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan find? The medicine master muttered to himself with a solemn face, his eyes flashing with a cold luster. It seems that we have to exterminate the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan as soon as possible. Otherwise, the losses will increase. After more than 10 seconds of silence, the medicine master's voice sounded again. All of you, maintain the highest level of vigilance. After the medicine master finished speaking, the image in the mirror disappeared. The old man bowed and slowly stood up. A ferocious expression appeared on his face. I hope that the medicine master and the others can exterminate the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan as soon as possible. Let's get ready. The medicine master should soon give the order to attack. The elder of the Life and Death Forging Workshop walked over and said, I hope this day will come as soon as possible. A hint of viciousness appeared on their faces. It will be troublesome if we want to assassinate them next. At the highest level of a restaurant, Wuxia looked down at the position in front of him and raised his eyebrows slightly. Since that's the case, let's clean up those mercenaries. Wuxia thought to himself. There were more than 10 million people in Fengtian City. It was impossible for all of them to gather in the center. Since that was the case, he could kill the people outside the center without any restraint. Ao Yao, lead the strange demons to clear out the people around. This time, kill anyone below the insightful void realm. Wuxia ordered Ao Yao, and the rest expressionlessly. It's the Dragon King. Ao Yao nodded, and the 500 strange demons immediately dispersed to the surroundings. Most of the experts were gathered at the center. How could the people around them withstand the assassination attempts of the strange demons? Especially those experts below the insightful emptiness realm. They were like mowing grass. They could kill over 100 of them in a minute. Time passed slowly. Everyone in Fengtian City was decreasing at a terrifying speed. As all the corpses were kept into the interspatial ring, the blood and corpses did not appear in the city for a while. This made many people unaware that a few hundred people would disappear every second. Although most of them were experts at the extraordinary realm, a few hundred people every second was absolutely terrifying. If this went on for an hour, hundreds of thousands of people would be assassinated. Just as Wuxia had estimated, the entire Fengtian City was like a huge wheat field that was being harvested rapidly. Why does it feel like our Fengtian City is so quiet this morning? That's right. It's much quieter than usual, especially around here. The night passed very quickly. When the sun rose again, the sunny weather made everyone's solemn mood ease a little. However, when they heaved a sigh of relief and were about to eat something, they suddenly felt that the entire city had become much more peaceful. It was as if there was no sound coming from all directions. The strange atmosphere shocked everyone in the center. Everyone looked at each other. Their gazes once again landed in the direction of the outskirts of the city. We city guards will go and take a look. A city guard of the Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop formed a city guard army. A city guard of the 7th rank of the Profound Void tier hovered in the sky as he spoke to the dozen or so subordinates beside him. Yes, the dozen or so people nodded. They did not dare to walk over. Instead, they directly flew in the sky, flying in the direction of the outskirts. When they flew about 20 kilometers, they all sucked in a breath of cold air. There was no one, not a single person. The entire area was like a dead city, and everything was silent. Where are the people around here? There are over 10 million people in our Fengtian city. Where are the people here? The city guard at the 7th level of the Profound Void tier trembled, and a frightened expression slowly appeared on his face. Captain, they couldn't have all been assassinated, right? A middle-aged man gulped and said in horror. How is this possible? We have more than 10 million people in Fengtian City, and there are at least 2 to 3 million people around us. This is impossible. An old man shook his head hard. As he spoke, even he himself couldn't believe it. If they were still alive, where did they go? Go to the other 3 directions and take a look. The city guard captain gritted his teeth and immediately flew to the left. There was no one. However, the entire outer area of the city was like a land of death. There was not a single person. Gulp, in one night, millions of people were assassinated. This. After patrolling 4 directions, a group of more than 10 people flew over in a daze. Their pupils were filled with fear. Their scalps were numb. Chapter 1670. 1670 escaped. Their scalps went numb. When the city guards passed the news to the elders and elders, even the experts at the 9th level of the profound void tier felt their scalps go numb. Over 10 million people in Fengtian City had gathered in the center due to the assassination yesterday. However, it was impossible for all 10 million people to gather in the center. There were still many brave ones who stayed in their own residences. However, in just one night, these people had all disappeared. These were millions of people. Moreover, most of them were martial artists above the transcendent 7th rank. If they were placed in a city, they could be considered as experts. In a small family, they were considered elites. It was these millions of elite experts who had all disappeared in one night. These are several million people. How long will it take to assassinate each and every one of them? What kind of fucking assassin organization is this? How can it be so terrifying? A night has passed, and not even a scream has occurred. Now I want to know how many assassins are hiding in our Fengtian City. The group of elders swallowed a mouthful of saliva and muttered. They were afraid. They were truly afraid. If the disappearance of 3,000 to 4,000 insightful emptiness realm experts in the afternoon had caused them to feel fear, then the disappearance of several million people in the surroundings of the city overnight had caused them to be completely afraid. Was this an assassin or a devil? In the entire continent, the most powerful assassin organization, the Dark Nether, should not be so terrifying, right? One had to know that the entire city's longevity-level defensive array had been activated. The one-eyed demon beasts were patrolling in the sky. Even so, this group of incomparably mysterious assassins was able to make 1 million people disappear in a single night. They were truly demons. Reporting to the elders and elders, there's a mercenary group of experts asking us to open the city gates. They want to leave this place. Right at this moment, a middle-aged man flew over with some fear in his eyes and reported loudly. What? Inside the room, the expressions of the elders and clan elders of the 2 major forces changed. Their bodies moved and they flew out directly. Experts of the Life and Death Pill Workshop's Holy Item Forging Workshop, we want to leave Fengtian City. Please open the city gates. We want to leave this place. The assassins in Fengtian City are too terrifying. Millions of people disappeared overnight. We don't want to stay here anymore. That's right. We have to leave this place. When we accepted the mission, it said that we could leave freely. The 5 elders and the group of elders had just walked out when several thousand people gathered outside and said loudly. The 5 half-step longevity experts' faces darkened, and they took a deep breath. The longevity level array has been activated. Our medicine master and weapon master will arrive soon. Don't be anxious, everyone. A half-step longevity expert shook his arm and said in a deep voice. Sir, may I know when the medicine master and weapon master will arrive? Who knows what will happen if they are 2 days late? That's right. Unless you can catch the killer hiding in Fengtian City, we don't know when we will be assassinated. As soon as the half-step longevity expert finished speaking, a few elders couldn't help but speak out. Please let us leave this place. Please open the city gates, lords, we want to leave. Shouts rang out one after another, causing the elders and elders of the two great forces to float in the air with unsightly expressions. This group of people had accepted their mission to come here. The two major forces couldn't order them, nor could they force them to do anything. In fact, they didn't even dare to make a move. Once they made a move, which mercenary group would accept the missions of the Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop in the future? Not good. The people in that area have disappeared. The people in that area have actually disappeared. Oh my God. Those killers are on the move again. We have to get out of here. At this moment, a terrified voice came from a distance. The faces of the people from the Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop changed drastically. How is this possible? They are still making a move at this time. A half-step Wuxia expert flew toward the direction of the voice, with a furious look on his face. There were over 10,000 people on the street just now. In just 10 seconds, they've all disappeared. This is too terrifying. This is too terrifying. I want to leave this place. I want to leave this place. The half-step Wuxia expert had just flown over when a series of terrified voices sounded. One by one, figures flew towards the center. Fengtian City forbade flying, but at this moment, that group of people completely disregarded it. The old man floated in the air and looked towards the empty street sniffing. An extremely faint smell of blood spread out, causing his body to tremble. His icy cold gaze carefully scanned his surroundings, but he didn't find any traces. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Elder Jiang, did you find anything? At this moment, two figures flew over and asked the old man. No. They assassinated more than 10,000 people on this street in an instant. How powerful are they? And how many assassins are there? The old man sighed and looked towards the center. It was chaotic. The entire Fengtian city was in complete chaos. Those who had come because of the reward directly floated in the sky, wanting to leave. The city guards of the two major factions could only appease them. After all, these were people on their side. What could they do? We can be sure that there are half-step longevity experts among this group of killers. Let us report to the Medicine Master and Weapon Master again. The other two half-step longevity experts said helplessly. Everyone wait here for a few minutes. We will report to the Medicine Master immediately. We will try our best to ensure your safety. The three of them flew toward the center of the crowd. Looking at the chaotic crowd, they said in a deep voice as they entered the manor below. Hee, the more chaotic it is, the easier it will be for us to attack. At this moment, in a room not far away, Wuxia was watching everything with a smile on his face. The more chaotic Fengtian City was, the easier it would be for them to make a move. Once there was a hidden location, he would make a move together with the 500 strange demons. More than 10,000 people would be instantly killed. After all, among the 10,000 people, there were only a dozen or so insightful void martial artists. It was too easy to kill them. Retreat. Everyone retreat from Fengtian City. All the disciples of the Life and Death Elixir Workshop, gather all the items and prepare to leave. All the disciples of the Holy Item Forging Workshop, gather all the items and prepare to leave. At this moment, orders were sent one after another, causing Wuxia to be slightly stunned. They escaped? They actually escaped? Wuxia was a little speechless. This was the base of the two major factions before the battle. What did he mean by leaving now? Admit defeat. However, if he admitted defeat, how could he attack the Fire Lark clan with this retreat? Chapter 1671. 1671 The calm, before the 1671 storm. Let's go, let's bring all the items. Phew, we can finally leave this godforsaken place. What kind of fucking assassin organization is this? How can it be so terrifying? Let's go. We won't come again. We definitely won't make enemies with the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan in the future. They are simply too terrifying. I wonder where the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan found this assassin organization. Hiss. Hearing the orders of the experts from the Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop, Countless people in Fengtian City heaved a heavy sigh of relief. They hurriedly flew out, wanting to leave this damned place as soon as possible. Even the disciples of the two great factions had their hearts set at ease. An assassin group had annihilated more than 4,000 profound Void Realm experts of Fengtian City, and more than 2,000 profound Void Realm experts of the two major factions within a short day. This was the first time they had heard of such a terrifying assassination method. In history, only the Underworld Assassin Group had such a terrifying assassination record. But in their opinion, even the Underworld was not as terrifying as this mysterious assassin group. At the very least, the Dark World's assassination was carried out at night, and this group of assassins could make people disappear silently during the day. After everyone packed up their things, they immediately flew in the opposite direction of the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan. It was a vast and mighty force, 5 to 6 million people. All the experts from the two major factions floated in the sky, their expressions unsightly, as they swept their gaze over everyone below. They turned their heads to look behind them, and took a deep breath. Although we don't know what assassin organization the Fire Lark clan has invited, don't be complacent. The next time we come, it will be your time to die. The 5 half-step one-show experts had gloomy expressions as they guarded the team of 1 million people. The evacuation of 5 to 6 million people in the entire city caused a huge commotion within a radius of hundreds of thousands of kilometers. In the central continent region, there were 5 invincible empires. Other than these 5 empires, there were only 7 to 8 second-tier powers. In the past 1 to 2 years, the battle between the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan and the Life and Death Pill Workshop had attracted the attention of all the powers. Even the 5 great empires were paying attention to this battle. When these powers learned that the Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Workshop had abandoned the city and left, all the powers were dumbfounded. What's going on? Aren't the two major forces in an advantageous position now? Why did they run away? Go and find out what happened. Logically speaking, the war has already reached such a stage. The two major forces have paid so many resources. It's impossible for them to leave just like that. The powerful forces immediately issued orders to find out why the two major forces had directly retreated. The Rufus X 9 Division City is up ahead. Let's go. Let's go to the 9 Division City to rest for a few days. The army of 5 to 6 million people arrived at the nearest city after traveling for 5 to 6 hours. Some of the experts from the mercenary groups and family forces walked straight into the 9 Division City. All the disciples of the two forces continued to move forward and didn't stop there. However, even if the people of the two forces did not stay, there were still 3 to 4 million people rushing into 9 Dispatch City. This scared all the guards in 9 Dispatch City. A few million people. They thought that some force had come to attack them. After understanding the specific situation, the city guards of 9 Dispatch City let out a sigh of relief and opened the city gate. What's going on? Why did you leave Fengtian City directly? Did they make peace? The city guards couldn't help but ask curiously as they watched the mercenary groups and clans that were emitting murderous auras enter. Stop talking. If we stay in Fengtian City any longer, we'll probably be finished. It's too fucking terrifying. An assassin group infiltrated Fengtian City and actually assassinated over 4,000 insightful Void Realm experts. Don't you think it's terrifying? There are more than 10 million people in Fengtian City. 3 to 4 million people were discovered within a day. We only knew that it was an assassin organization, but we didn't even see the shadow of an assassin. Now, even the people from the Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop have retreated. Many elders from the two major forces have been assassinated. The answers one by one were transmitted over, causing all the guards in 9 Dispatch City to be slightly stunned. Their faces revealed a shocked expression. What? Assassin organization? An assassin organization is so terrifying? Even the people from the two major factions have retreated? Is this the work of the underworld assassin organization? The city guards asked in disbelief. It shouldn't be the underworld assassin organization. It should be even more powerful than them. All right, I'm going to enter the city to rest. The people from Fengtian City said as they walked into the city. They left behind a group of shocked 9 dispatch city guards. However, very quickly, this news spread throughout the entire 9 dispatch city. The mysterious and terrifying assassin group. The Life and Death Pill Workshop's holy item forging workshop was forced to retreat. Each and every piece of information stunned everyone. Could it be that the 2 major forces are going to admit defeat? Some people said. They must have been intimidated by that terrifying assassin organization. Right now the 2 major forces are at an advantage. If they retreat, it's possible that they really won't attack. Moreover, in the current situation, it's impossible for the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan to counterattack. This war might end just like that. Some people replied. As a clan that was close to the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan, once Fengtian City decided to retreat, it was equivalent to leaving the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan more than 20,000 kilometers away. With such a long distance, it was no longer a battle. This patriarch, according to the news sent by our people hiding in Fengtian City, a mysterious assassin organization assassinated over 4,000 insightful emptiness realm experts in one day. Apart from that, at least 3 to 4 million people disappeared overnight. It was all done by that mysterious and terrifying assassin organization. At this moment, in Fire Cloud Mountain, the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan who had received the news hurriedly reported to Patriarch Feng Yin. Their faces were filled with shock. What? They retreated? Assassin organization? Patriarch Feng Yin looked at the information in his hand, and his face was also filled with shock. This made her think of the young man she had met 3 years ago, and the strange demonic beast race following him. Patriarch, tell me, is this the assassin organization under young Master Wang? Several elders of the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan asked in bewilderment. Besides young Master Wang, there won't be anyone else. Patriarch Feng Yin said with a sigh. His eyes revealed a trace of excitement, and he heaved a heavy sigh of relief in his heart. In Fengtian City, which has a longevity grade array formation, they can assassinate several million people in a day. It's really hard to imagine that young Master Wang's assassin organization can almost compare to the underworld. An elder said in disbelief. If they are retreating, is this war already over? With young Master Wang and his assassin subordinates, no matter how many people come, they will still be assassinated. Chapter 1672. 1672. The 1672 Immortal Fire Lark clan did not give up. A powerful assassin organization would cause all the forces to be afraid, even to the point of being terrified. The former underworld assassin organization had assassinated more than 1,000 great demons of the 10,000 Fey Empire, who were at the profound void tier in one night. Their reputation shook the entire Transcendence continent. They were known as the most powerful assassin organization. And now, the assassin organization under Wang Xian would definitely be famous throughout the entire Transcendence continent. The 500 assassin organizations that had the ability to assassinate a level 6 SETHREGH expert did indeed have such capabilities. Their voices shook the entire continent. If there were no other factions interfering, the Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop wouldn't dare to continue wasting their time with us. Feng Yin said in a deep voice. The news that the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan received was very accurate and timely. In Fengtian City, there were disciples of the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan disguised as a mercenary group and stayed there. From the information they received, they could clearly recognize the strength of this assassin organization. She could even tell that their Fire Cloud Sparrow disciples were filled with fear. At that time, they were hiding in Fengtian City. If they were unlucky, they might be among the assassins. With young Master Wang's assassin organization, we don't have any scruples even if they don't leave. A few clan elders said excitedly. Back when Wang Xian came, he had mentioned that he had an assassin organization. However, the high-level members of the Fire Lark clan didn't pay much attention to it. After all, They were facing an organization that was only inferior to an empire. However, when they saw this piece of information, they couldn't believe it. However, when they thought about how young Master Wang was able to raise Huoluor, who had just matured, to the 8th level of the see-through void tier, the surprise in their hearts lessened a little. This was a person who was full of miracles. Reporting to the patriarch, young Master Wang is back. At this moment, an elder came in to report. Let's go and meet him. Feng Yin stood up and said directly. It's the patriarch. Everyone nodded their heads and disappeared in an instant. Buzz, Senior Feng Yin, come in. Wang Xian returned to the room and sensed the fluctuations in the surroundings. When he knew that Feng Yin and the rest had rushed over, he immediately said, Thank you, young Master Wang, for your help this time. Feng Yin led a group of high-ranking members of the Firelark clan over and said with a smile, Hee, Senior Feng Yin, you don't have to be so polite. Although the two major forces have left this time, it's still uncertain whether the other party will make a comeback. Wang Xian shook his head. No matter what, young Master Wang, your help has relieved us of a lot of pressure. The clan elder at the side said with a smile. Young Master Wang, I have a spirit fruit of the 1st level of longevity here. See if you can increase your strength. Feng Yin took out a fruit from her interspatial ring. The moment the fruit was taken out, the red glow that it emitted illuminated the entire room. One look, and one could tell that it was extraordinary. Oh, then thank you, Senior Feng Yin. When Wang Xian saw the fruit, a hint of joy flashed across his eyes. He immediately took it. After a brief chat for more than 10 minutes, Feng Yin and the rest left. Wang Xian took a look at the fruit and consumed it immediately. From Fengtian City, Wang Xian's harvest could be said to be extremely rich. He had harvested tens of thousands of insightful void-level elixirs, 6,000 to 7,000 weapons, and many other resources. There were more than 4,000 corpses of insightful void-level powerhouses. As for the corpses of transcendence at level 7 and above, there were more than 7 million. Just these corpses alone could create more than 10 half-step longevity cultivators for the Dragon Palace. If I add these elixirs and the spiritual fruits given by Feng Yin, the energy required to level up should be able to reach 80%. Wang Xian thought to himself as he swallowed the elixirs and spiritual herbs one by one. As expected, there's still about 20% left. Wang Xian looked at his attributes, and his face was full of smiles. It wouldn't be long before he could level up. At that time, throughout the entire central continent region, Wang Xian could be considered a big shot. Phew, I wonder what will happen next. If the two major factions really give up, I will lead Strange Demon and the rest to assassinate the people from the two major factions and visit their elixir store and weapons store. If they make a comeback, I will have to deal with them carefully. Wang Xian thought to himself as he looked into Volcano City. At this moment, there was a commotion in Volcano City. Everyone from the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan had received the news that the two forces had left. This was undoubtedly a heavy sigh of relief for everyone. In the past year or so, the attacks from the Life and Death Elixir Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop had caused the entire Fire Cloud Sparrow clan to suffer heavy losses. Now there were only 2 of those affiliated forces. Everyone in the entire Fire Cloud City was discussing that mysterious assassin organization, and they were all filled with excitement. The reason why the 2 major forces in Fengtian City had retreated was also quickly spread to the ears of the other forces in the central continent. When they heard that it was a mysterious assassin organization that had forced the 2 major forces to leave helplessly, everyone's faces revealed a shocked expression. Especially when they heard that they had killed more than 4,000 insightful void martial experts and several million people in a single day. Everyone's first reaction was disbelief. They believed that someone was exaggerating the truth. Some powerful factions repeatedly confirmed this and sucked in a breath of cold air. A terrifying assassin organization was about to rise. The terror of an assassin organization possessed the ability to change a war. Some people compared this mysterious assassin organization to the underworld assassin organization, but many people also thought that this mysterious assassin organization might not be inferior to the underworld. Leader, a new assassin organization rose up on the main road. In one day, it assassinated more than 4,000 insightful void martial artists, 3 to 4 million people. At this moment, in the distant dark valley, a pitch-black, scale-covered humanoid demon beast entered a hall and reported to the leader in the darkness. "Let me see." The demonic beast in the darkness waved its arm and looked at the information on it. "Retreat." However, with just a glance, the paper turned into ashes and smoke. The voice in the darkness did not have the slightest fluctuation. It seemed that this was an extremely boring piece of information to him. It was not worth him looking at. "The war between our Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan is not over yet. We will destroy the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan. Our Holy Item Forging Workshop will not rest until we exterminate the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan." Just as everyone in the Central Continent was paying attention to the mysterious assassin organization, voices suddenly came from the Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop. In the respective cities of the Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop, all the disciples and all the experts were gathered in front of their public square. At the very front was a figure that was emitting a dazzling light. They stood in the air and looked at their subordinates as if they were gods. "We will not rest until the Fire Lark clan is destroyed." The two godlike figures coldly roared. Their oppressive voices resounded throughout the main cities of the two forces. Chapter 1673. 1673. The 1673 Eternal Fire Cloud Sparrow clan didn't give up. Disciples of the Life and Death Pill Workshop attack. Target the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan. Disciples of the Sacred Item Forging Workshop attack. Target the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan. After the disciples of the Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Sacred Item Forging Workshop withdrew from Fengtian City for 2 days, the two main cities of the two forces gathered again. This time, it could be said that they had all gathered. Almost all the insightful Emptiness Realm experts of the two forces had left for battle. The Eternal Fire Lark clan won't give up. Kill them all. Furious roars came from the experts and disciples of the two forces, and their faces were filled with excitement and killing intent. They raised their heads and looked forward. The dazzling divine-like medicine master and weapon master floated in the sky. The strongest person of the two forces had personally led the two forces into battle. This time, the two forces were all out. "Let's go." The two forces that were second only to the Empire set off from their main cities and flew towards the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan. The two forces finally gathered at a location of 10,000 kilometers. A total of 200,000 people, over 10,000 insightful void rank experts. The remaining 190,000 people were all no less than rank 7 transcendents. This was the full strength of the two forces. This strength could easily rule a large area like this vast area. Hee. Now all the forces in the world think that our Life and Death Pill Workshop and Holy Item Forging Workshop's retreat means that we admit defeat. What a joke! The weapon master, who was emitting terrifying fireworks all over his body, revealed a cold expression as he said indifferently to the medicine master. "That mysterious assassin organization is indeed very strong. It has disrupted some of our plans." The medicine master's eyes flickered as he looked into the distance. "It is indeed a problem. If they were hired by the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan, it would be easier to deal with them. However, if they are from the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan, it would be a little troublesome. At that time, we will have to deal with them personally for a period of time." The weapon master nodded indifferently. A sudden appearance of an assassin organization completely disrupted their plans. They originally wanted to waste another half a year with the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan. After the Sacred Fire clan left, they would directly take action. However, the appearance of the mysterious assassin organization made the two grit their teeth and immediately decided to take action. Within these 2 days, After they dealt with the Sacred Fire Clan and the Demon God tribe, they immediately led their disciples out in full force. However, they did not place too much importance on an assassin organization. At worst, they would personally take action and fight against this assassin organization. 2 longevity experts and an assassin organization would fight against each other. There were not many assassin organizations that could withstand this. The 2 legions of 200,000 mighty experts quickly flew directly in the direction of the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan. When the 2 top experts of the continent, the Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop, announced that they would attack the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan. When they led their legions and left, all the forces on the continent were shocked. Didn't they just leave? Why did they suddenly leave? The Tool Master and the Medicine Master went out personally. It seems that they are ready to fight the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan this time. With the strength of the 2 forces, they will suffer heavy losses even if they destroy the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan, right? All the forces of different sizes on the transcendent continent were surprised when they heard the news. However, when they thought about the battle between the 2 forces, they felt relieved. All the forces were paying attention to their battle. This included the losses of the 2 powerful factions. After a year of battle, the 2 factions had suffered heavy losses. The Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop were merchants. They didn't want to see such losses. If this continued, it would be a constant loss for them. Perhaps this was their determination to go all out. Moreover, some large factions knew that currently, no powerful faction would help the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan. Even the Sacred Fire clan wouldn't. 2 longevity experts against 1 longevity expert had a powerful advantage. All the factions could predict that a fierce battle would ensue. What? 2 large factions are rushing towards us. The news was quickly transmitted to the Fire Cloud Sparrow race. After receiving this news, all the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan members had solemn expressions on their faces. It's the Patriarch. The news has been confirmed. The 2 big forces are currently about 100,000 kilometers away from us. The Medicine Master and Weapon Master are personally leading the army. They are expected to rush over tomorrow morning. Within the Fire Cloud Mountain, all the Fire Cloud Sparrow upper echelons had gathered and reported to Patriarch Feng Yun. Are they the only 2 factions? Feng Yun frowned and asked with a solemn expression. According to our information, they are the only 2 factions. We haven't seen any other factions. There hasn't been any activity from the Fiend Celestial tribe. An elder said. Patriarch, the Fiend Celestial tribe was wiped out by young Master Wang with a single move. Could it be that the Fiend Celestial tribe is pressuring the 2 factions? Furthermore, they are afraid that young Master Wang's assassin organization will enter their lair and carry out assassinations. Queen Firecloud guessed. It's possible, but there's another possibility. The Fiend Celestial tribe has been invited by them. Patriarch Feng Yun said as he prepared for the worst. The Fiend Celestial tribe is making a move? There's no need for the Fiend Celestial tribe to participate in this war, right? Their strength is comparable to the alliance between the Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop. A clan elder frowned and guessed. Under normal circumstances, if they don't have a deep grudge against our Fire Cloud Sparrow tribe, there's no need for them to make a move. Feng Yun nodded slowly. Order everyone to leave Volcano City and enter the Fire Cloud Mountain Range. Feng Yun continued to order. We have to make a final decision. Yes, Patriarch. The Fire Cloud Sparrow elders immediately nodded. Chirp, chirp, chirp. A rapid phoenix cry came from within the Fire Cloud Mountain Range. The Fire Cloud Sparrows that were more than 10 meters in size flapped their flaming wings and flew towards the Fire Cloud City. Within the Fire Cloud City, there were many clan elders standing. All Fire Cloud Sparrow disciples, listen up. Bring all your items and retreat to the Fire Cloud Mountain Range. Tomorrow morning, prepare for battle. A clan elder's voice enveloped the entire Volcano City, causing the entire city to be silent for 2 seconds. Disciples, listen up. Within the Volcano City, Many insightful Void Tier experts were slightly shocked and immediately responded loudly. All disciples, take all your items and prepare to retreat. Retreat to the Fire Cloud Mountain Range. Prepare to face the enemy tomorrow. The profound Void Martial experts immediately carried out their orders. At this moment, the faces of all the members of the Fiery Cloud Sparrow clan revealed a shocked expression. They listened to the orders one after another and were somewhat stunned. Chapter 1674. 1670, for the Battle of 1674 had begun. What's going on? Didn't the Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop retreat? What's going on? Could it be that the two major forces are making a comeback? The entire volcano city was in an uproar. Everyone started to pack up their items with solemn expressions and quickly retreated into the Flaming Cloud Mountain Range. Many people had already guessed the answer. If they retreated into the Fire Cloud Mountain Range, the two great factions would most likely attack them. It was very likely that the Weapon Master and Medicine Master would also attack this time. Elder Hui, the clan elder, has sent a message saying that the two great factions, Life and Death, and the Sacred Relic, will attack us in full force tomorrow morning. The clan elder has informed us not to leave for the time being, and to wait for a suitable opportunity. When the time comes, we can immediately leave. In an incomparably luxurious manner in Volcano City, 4 elders were gathered in a room. An elder spoke. When the time comes, what time? An elder frowned slightly. They had come to support the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan this time. According to the clan's orders, they only needed to temper themselves. It was completely impossible for them to risk their lives for the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan. Now that the two great forces had come to kill them, it was impossible for them not to risk their lives at this time. The clan elder didn't say in detail. He only said that there would be an opportunity. When the time comes, we can just leave. It's possible. The Medicine Master, the Weapon Master, and our forefathers secretly said it. The elder hesitated for a moment and guessed. Since the clan elder has said so, then nothing will happen. Tomorrow morning, we will act according to the circumstances. I didn't expect that the two great factions would actually go all out and fight to the death with the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan. The 4 elders spoke in slight shock. Sacred Fire Clan members, please follow us and retreat to the Fire Cloud Mountain Range. We will have to trouble you for tomorrow's battle. An elder came to the Sacred Fire Clan's manor and directly shouted towards the inside. Haha, it's no trouble at all. We will immediately retreat with you. I believe that even if the two great factions attack tomorrow, we will be able to hold them back outside. An elder frowned when he heard the voices outside. However, he laughed out loud as he spoke. Everyone knew that the Sacred Fire Clan owed the Fire Lark Clan a favor. The reason why they came this time was also because of this favor. If they didn't return this favor, it would be a huge blow to the reputation of the Sacred Fire Clan. The title of being ungrateful would probably be placed on the Sacred Fire Clan. What happened? Wang Xian stood at his residence in the Fire Cloud Mountain Range and looked at the city in front of him. When he heard the voice from there, he frowned slightly. Elder Huguduo. Wang Xian called out softly to the side. Young Master Wang, what are your orders? Soon, Elder Huguduo appeared and asked Wang Xian immediately. What happened? Wang Xian pointed to the front and asked. Young Master Wang, the Weapon Master and the Medicine Master have led all the experts and disciples to attack us. They are expected to arrive here tomorrow morning. With the array formation of Volcano City, it is impossible to defend against them. Therefore, all the disciples have to retreat to the Fiery Cloud Mountain Range. Elder Huguduo said with a dark expression. The two longevity experts have personally led their subordinates to attack us. Wang Xian's expression changed slightly. The last thing he wanted to see had happened. Currently, he was still some distance away from the realm of longevity. Now that the two major forces were attacking them, the Fiery Cloud Sparrow clan would definitely be at a disadvantage. They could only rely on the Fiery Cloud Mountain Range to defend themselves. Why did the two major forces suddenly attack with all their might? Wang Xian frowned. His expression was a little ugly. Buzz, buzz, buzz. Time passed slowly. When Wang Xian stood at the entrance for more than 10 minutes, towering flames rose from the Fire Cloud mountain range. The terrifying flames formed a defensive circle. The top of the mountain peak was filled with the Fire Cloud Sparrow race's experts and disciples. The terrifying flames formed a natural barrier. These flames are equivalent to a natural formation. If the army wants to rush over, they must destroy these flames. Wang Xian looked at the flame barrier and thought to himself, tomorrow morning, the moment of life and death for us fire larks will come. The army of the Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop, led by 2 longevity experts, will have a final battle with us. Our Fire Cloud Sparrow clan is fearless. If they dare to come, we will kill them back. A voice filled with authority came from the center. Wang Xian looked over. Feng Yun, who was dressed in a fiery red robe and holding a phoenix staff, was standing there. Beside him, all the experts of the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan were standing around him. Each of their faces were filled with a strong fighting spirit. Some people say that we were the ones who clashed with the 2 great forces in the beginning. Some of these things, as the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan's oldest and strongest expert, I can't say. But what I, Feng Yin, want to say is that the blood and lives of our Fire Cloud Sparrow clan today are for our faith. Tomorrow, regardless of whether we win or lose, we will fight to the death. We are the Fire Cloud personal guards who once commanded the winds and clouds. We are the famous Fire Cloud on the transcendent continent. Boom! Chirp chirp. A terrifying aura shot up from Feng Yun's body towards the sky. The Fire Cloud was in the sky as the Fire Cloud Sparrow chirped. Her face was filled with determination. Remember, we are the famous Fire Cloud personal guards. We are the famous Fire Cloud. Tomorrow we will fight. Even if we die, we cannot lose our name. A clan elder raised the flaming broadsword in his hand and shouted loudly. Fight! Even if we die, we cannot lose the prestige of our Fire Cloud. Kill! We are the Fire Cloud personal guards. We are the famous Fire Cloud. The heroes were furious. On the Fire Cloud mountain range, there were more than 10 million experts and disciples standing there. They raised their hands with faces full of excitement. Their eyes were filled with a strong fighting spirit and killing intent. They were the famous Fire Cloud Guards. They were the Fire Cloud Guards that accompanied the Great Empress in establishing the empire. The Fire Cloud clan used to be so glorious. They fought for 1,000,000 miles and were famous. All the disciples of the Fire Cloud clan took pride in joining the Fire Cloud personal guards. Tomorrow, they would fight for the word Fire Cloud. Even if they died, they could not let the prestige of the word be lost. All the experts of the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan had made preparations. What did the 2 great factions have to fear? When the flames burned, they could burn the sky. The entire sky exploded. An unprecedented fighting spirit filled the Fire Cloud mountain range. All the experts of the Fire Cloud Sparrow stood in the center, their eyes fixed on the front, not moving at all. On the surrounding mountain peaks, all the disciples of the Fire Cloud Sparrow also stood there quietly, holding their weapons tightly. They were waiting for the arrival of the enemy. Chapter 1675. 1675 Kiki, I'm coming. Go. Tsk. The Empress has already fallen for almost 2,000 years. Do you really think that you are still the Fire Cloud's personal guards from back then? Hearing the Fire Cloud Sparrow ancestors' words that were filled with fighting spirit, and looking at the Fire Cloud Sparrow disciples, who were filled with fighting spirit, the members of the Sacred Fire clan curled their lips. A faint trace of disdain appeared on their faces. When the Empress was still around, your Fire Cloud Sparrow clans might shook the transcendent continent. However, the Empress was already dead, the Fire Cloud personal guards were removed, and you all withdrew from the Phoenix dynasty. How could you still have the grace of the past? Perhaps after tomorrow morning, the entire Fire Cloud Sparrow clan will become a thing of the past. The 4 Sacred Fire clan elders looked at each other and said in a low voice, Although the information they received was very vague, they vaguely guessed that this time, the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan would be unable to escape. As expected of the personal guard of Feng Yuan, just this kind of spirit is rare and valuable. Wang Xian looked at the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan, who was full of fighting spirit, and felt a little touched. He moved his body and flew directly toward the center. All the experts of the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan were standing there. 9,000 void interpretation experts were guarding the Fire Cloud Patriarch and the elders. Huiyun is soaring into the sky. The Huiyun Sparrow clan is truly admirable. Wang Xian came in front of Feng Yun and said sincerely, "Young Master Wang. Young Master Wang. Brother Wang Xian." When Feng Yun and the rest saw Wang Xian flying over, they immediately shouted. Huoluor approached him and shouted softly as well. More than 10 million people on the surrounding mountains looked at Wang Xian. Some people immediately recognized him. He was a half-step one-show master, who had instantly killed tens of thousands of people from the two major forces. He was the helper of the Fire Lark clan. "Young Master Wang, there might be some danger tomorrow. You should leave immediately when the time comes." Feng Yun looked at Wang Xian and said directly, "Senior Feng Yun, you don't have to worry about my matters. Don't worry." Wang Xian smiled and said directly. Around him, those Fire Sparrow clansmen, who didn't know Wang Xian's identity, were shocked when they heard his words. There were almost no people who spoke to their patriarch in such a manner. "Young Master Wang Xian must be fine. Otherwise, I won't be able to rest in peace even if I die. If there's any danger, young Master Wang, please leave immediately." Feng Yun shook her head and bowed to Wang Xian. "Haha, don't worry, Senior Feng Yun. There's no one on this continent that I, Wang Xian, am afraid of." Wang Xian laughed out loud. "Show off. Let's see if you can put on a show when the Medicine Master and the Vessel Master arrive." The young men from Lai Han's Han said with an awkward expression. However, very soon, everyone from the Sacred Flame clan raised their heads abruptly. "Today, I, Wang Xian, will bring along the Dragon Spike to experience the Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Forging Workshop of the Sacred Items." Wang Xian's voice continued to ring out. He waved his arm to the upper right. Buzz buzz buzz. Numerous illusory white shadows appeared in the void. 500 shadows flickered in the sky for a moment, before slowly disappearing into the sky. After that, the experts standing within the Fire Cloud Mountain range and the Fire Cloud Sparrow disciples all saw the shadows that flashed past. This is that mysterious assassin organization?" An exclamation sounded from the Sacred Fire Clan's elder. The four elders stared fixedly at the sky. They could vaguely see 400 to 500 figures disappearing into the surrounding space. Is this the assassin organization that assassinated over 4,000 insightful void martial experts and millions of people from the two major powers in a single night? Heavens, so the two major powers left because of Lord Wang. Just now, those phantoms appeared directly, and now they've completely disappeared. This is too terrifying. No wonder they were able to cause everyone in Fengtian City to leave in fear in a single day. So these are Lord Wang's subordinates. Heavens, I can't even discover them now. This is simply too terrifying. Shocked and excited voices came from the mouths of the Fire Cloud Sparrow disciples. Even the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan elders, deacons, and the other profound void martial experts looked at the white figure that had suddenly appeared with faces full of shock. Just now, they hadn't noticed that there was someone in the sky to their right. Even Feng Yun's eyes revealed a trace of shock. She didn't know how that group of white figures had appeared. With Lord Wang and that group of mysterious and powerful assassins, we'll definitely be able to withstand the attacks of the two great forces. Some of the Fire Cloud Sparrow disciples were filled with excitement. A powerful and mysterious assassin organization had indeed boosted their confidence. Everyone looked at Wang Xian with respect and gratitude. This was their Fire Lark clan's true friend. A friend who could be friends with life and death. "Young Master Wang. All right, I have made up my mind. I know what I should do." Feng Yun's eyes revealed a look of gratitude. He hesitated for a moment before speaking. However, before he could finish his sentence, he was interrupted by Wang Xian. A bitter smile appeared on Feng Yun's face. In this world, the Empress was the only one who dared to interrupt him in such a domineering manner. Now, this young man in front of her had the qualifications to do so. It was likely that even the Empress would not be able to stop him from making his decision. In that case, I, Feng Yun, on behalf of the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan, thank you, young Master Wang. Feng Yun bowed respectfully to Wang Xian. Thank you, young Master Wang. Thank you, young Master Wang. The elders and deacons of the clan immediately bowed. The rest of the disciples also thanked him hurriedly. Wang Xian did not speak. He looked at the spot in front of him quietly and waited for the enemy to arrive. The rest of the people slowly turned their gazes over. Face the enemy. Fight. Only the members of the Sacred Fire clan looked towards Wang Xian from time to time. Their eyes were filled with astonishment. Time passed slowly. It was already late at night. A few hours passed very quickly. The sun gradually broke. Everyone was brewing in their hearts and waiting. Boom, boom, boom. When the sun completely tore through the darkness, a terrifying aura with a strong killing intent charged straight at them. It's coming. The hearts of all the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan members trembled. They gripped their weapons tightly and stared ahead. Before they arrived, a terrifying killing intent had already been transmitted over. I am the medicine master of the Life and Death Pill Workshop. I have led all the disciples of the Life and Death Pill Workshop from the Life and Death Pill Garden to exterminate the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan. I am the weapon master of the Holy Item Forging Workshop. I have led all the disciples of the Holy Item Forging Workshop to come from the Weapon Peak to exterminate the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan. At this moment, two extremely domineering voices came from the front. A figure that looked like the sun, and a figure that seemed to carry an ocean appeared in everyone's line of sight. Behind them were 200,000 experts. The sunlight shone, and it was as if a god was leading the heavenly troops and generals to descend from the sky. An invincible aura charged over. Chapter 1676. 1676 Jiejia. I'm coming. I'm coming. Scarlet flames covered the sky. Azure light intersected with each other. One on the left and one on the right, two longevity-level experts stepped on the light and appeared in front of the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan. The two experts seemed to occupy half of the sky. The 200,000 experts behind each emitted an intense killing intent as they stared at the front with ferocious expressions. The domineering aura of the Medicine Master and the Weapon Master contained an unquestionable voice that resounded throughout the entire sky, extinguishing the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan. The Medicine Master and the Weapon Master stared over with icy cold eyes. They floated in the sky above Volcano City as their gazes landed on Feng Yun, who was at the very center. Hehe, if you want to exterminate my Fire Cloud Sparrow clan, you don't have the strength to do so. No matter how declining our Fire Cloud Sparrow clan is, it's not something that can be easily exterminated by just a few people. Feng Yun's eyes emitted a scorching light as he slowly raised the phoenix staff in his hand. Feng Yun, in the past few years, you have been making enemies with our Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop. Do you think that we are easy to bully? Do you still think that you are the famous Fire Cloud personal guard from back then? The Medicine Master stared at Feng Yun as he coldly shouted from afar. Personal guard of Fire Cloud, how can you hide in the Fire Cloud mountain range and not dare to come out? Hehe. The Weapon Master sneered and mocked. Today, I will make you disappear like the city under your feet on this continent. As the Weapon Master spoke, a fiery red giant hammer that was emitting light appeared in his hand. He gently hammered down. Boom! An invisible energy charged down, and streaks of fiery light seemed to cause an earthquake. Boom! 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 Following that, a terrifying tremor, and the sound of collapsing could be heard. From afar, all the buildings within a 100-kilometer radius quickly collapsed. With a single strike, the entire city turned into nothingness. What terrifying strength. Is this the Wuxia master? He's too powerful. He destroyed a city with a single strike. This is simply too powerful. Everyone was shocked when they saw the weapon master destroying a city with a single strike. Even Wuxia had a hint of shock in his eyes. He could only flee when he encountered a Wuxia master. Haha, weapon master, don't be so cocky. Even if you and the medicine master attack together today, I, Feng Yin, am not afraid of you. I want to see if the two of you can defeat me together. At this moment, Feng Yin, who was standing on the central mountain peak, laughed out loud. There was not the slightest fear on her face. Waves of powerful aura caused the flames in the sky to condense into a fire cloud. One person against two opponents of the same level. There was not the slightest fear. Fight! Our Fire Cloud Sparrow clan is not afraid of the two great factions. That's right, so what if it's two big forces? When the Fire Cloud Sparrow disciples saw the domineering patriarch, their faces were filled with endless fighting spirit. They had Patriarch Phoenix Cloud, the powerful and mysterious young Master Wang, and the assassin organization. So what if it was two big forces? What was there to be afraid of? If they were strong, they would have exterminated their Fire Cloud Sparrow long ago. They wouldn't have waited until now. All the disciples raised the weapons in their hands and roared loudly. All members of the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan, today is the day you die. Disciples of the Life and Death Pill Workshop, prepare to kill the enemy. Disciples of the Holy Item Forging Workshop, prepare to kill the enemy. When the disciples of the Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop heard the voices of the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan, they immediately roared ferociously. Kill! The 200,000 disciples' earth-shaking killing cries rang out. After today, there will be no more Fire Cloud Sparrow clan. The medicine master's face revealed a cold expression. He waved the scepter in his hand, and an enormous sea beast instantly condensed in the sky. The azure-colored water energy beast's body had reached a radius of 10 kilometers, and it directly attacked in front. HMPH, fire clouds are in the sky. No one can extinguish our flames. Feng Yin's expression was ice-cold. He waved the scepter in his hand, and an incomparably huge fire phoenix directly attacked the azure beast. Zzz. The sound of melting was heard, and the azure beast quickly disappeared. This is the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan's home ground. Standing inside, their strength can increase by a lot. The weapon master saw that the medicine master's attack was easily blocked, and said indifferently, I don't know where you get your courage from. You want to destroy our Fire Cloud Sparrow, with just your strength? Wishful thinking. Feng Yin took 2 steps forward, and the staff in her hand heavily landed on the mountain peak. Is that so? Then I want to give it a try too. The weapon master looked at the medicine master, and the two nodded. Dharma Idol Blazing Flame Hammer. Dharma Idol Sky Sea. The two shouted, and the giant flaming hammer in the weapon master's hand swung toward the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan. The magic staff in the medicine master's hand pointed in the air, and an enormous ocean appeared. The two attacks directly attacked the Fire Cloud mountain range. Double Phoenix spread wings. Feng Yun waved the magic staff in his hand, and the fire light around the Fire Cloud mountain range condensed into 2 enormous wings. The clear wings and enormous wings directly met the 2 attacks. Boom! Boom! An earth-shaking sound rang out once again. The attacks of the medicine master and the weapon master were once again blocked. Blocked! Our ancestor blocked it again. Haha, the Fire Cloud mountain range is our territory. Once the array formation is activated, our ancestors' strength will increase by a lot. With their strength, it's impossible for them to charge in. When the members of the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan saw this scene, excitement appeared on their faces. When the disciples of the Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop saw this scene, they frowned slightly. Their expressions were somewhat unsightly. If they couldn't break through the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan's defenses this time, then they would lose a lot of face. They went out in full force, but in the end they left dejectedly. After all, The Fire Cloud Personal Guards are the Fire Cloud Personal Guards. The Fire Cloud Mountain Range was once personally modified by the Great Empress. Once the formation is activated, the Wind Cloud Forefather alone inside can completely block the attacks of 2 longevity experts. Even if the Great Empress isn't here, and the Fire Cloud Personal Guard has retreated, the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan is still not something that can be easily destroyed. Without 2 or more longevity experts, don't even think about breaking through the Fire Cloud Mountain Range's defenses. At this moment, several spies from other factions were hiding in the void several hundred kilometers around the Fire Cloud Mountain Range. The Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop had all come out to exterminate the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan. This had attracted the attention of all the factions. The 5 great empires and other factions had all sent people to watch this battle. They used some arrays to look at the location of the battlefield. When they saw that Patriarch Feng Yun had easily withstood the attacks of the 2 great factions, they discussed amongst themselves. Kiki, it's not good to peep here. Just as the people from the various factions were discussing, a voice suddenly sounded in their ears. The scouts from all the factions trembled slightly, and their faces were instantly filled with cold sweat. Kiki, I'm coming. The sky instantly darkened, and the dawn sky seemed to instantly turn dark. An arrogant and unruly smile sounded in the sky. Chapter 1677. 1677. Jia, I'm coming. Down. Jia, I'm coming. A wild voice resounded through the heavens and earth. The voice was filled with darkness and wildness. The darkness that accompanied it covered a radius of several hundred kilometers. The scouts from the other forces all had pale expressions on their faces. This is an expert at the longevity realm. Who is he? What is he here for? What a terrifying aura. What a powerful domain. He actually covered an area of several hundred kilometers. Heavens, who is this person? All the scouts of the various factions roared in fear. However, what made them sigh in relief was that the expert did not attack them. This caused their expressions, which were filled with fear, to slowly recover. They let out a heavy breath. Although they hadn't seen him, the bloody aura of this expert was obvious that he wasn't a good person. Jia, I'm coming. Similarly, this voice echoed in the sky above the Fire Cloud Mountain Range. The arrogant voice instantly attracted everyone's attention. Oh, what a terrifying voice. This is the voice of a longevity expert. A Wancho expert is flying over. When the disciples of the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan heard this sound, their expressions instantly changed, and they hurriedly looked forward. The group of Fire Cloud Sparrow higher-ups slowly frowned, and their expressions became solemn. They looked forward, watching as a stretch of darkness invaded over. The area covered by the darkness reached a radius of several hundred kilometers. Is this the opportunity that the clan elder and the others spoke of? It really isn't that simple. The 2 great factions have come prepared. Everyone from the Sacred Fire clan looked towards the darkness. Their pupils constricted slightly, and their faces revealed a shocked expression. Hee. When the Medicine Master and the Weapon Master heard this incomparably arrogant voice, a trace of a smile appeared on their faces. They glanced at the darkness that was rapidly surging over from behind, and their gazes fell on Feng Yun. The Fire Cloud Sparrow clan is indeed worthy of being the Fire Cloud personal guard of the past. However, since our 2 great factions have come out in full force, we have already made complete preparations. Since we say that we will exterminate your Fire Cloud Sparrow clan, then we will exterminate your Fire Cloud Sparrow clan. The Weapon Master's expression was slightly malevolent as he roared loudly. Not good. Feng Yun's pair of fiery eyes stared in the direction of the darkness as his expression changed drastically. The expressions of everyone from the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan also changed drastically. They actually invited a longevity expert to act. All the Fire Cloud Sparrow disciples held tightly onto the weapons in their hands. Demon God, we are waiting for you. The Medicine Master turned his head and said with a smile toward the approaching darkness. Pa. We came on time. In the darkness of a few hundred kilometers, an old man dressed in black scale armor slowly walked out and said indifferently, "Roar, roar, roar. Jia, you didn't even enter the door? Aren't you too useless?" At this moment, another voice rang out from the darkness behind the black-scaled old man. At the same time, it was accompanied by the roars of beasts. As the voice rang out, two blurry ferocious beasts appeared in everyone's line of sight. The two ferocious beasts had incomparably huge heads that were covered in thick black scales. They were extremely ferocious and terrifying. The two heads were 5 meters in size. Gradually, a black proud sun appeared. There was a blurry figure among the proud sun. That figure was lying lazily on the chair, looking at the sky as if he was traveling. Hiss, that's a black-scaled dragon-armored beast. A half-step to longevity-level black-scaled dragon-armored beast. My god. What an evil aura. This should be the demon god of the 9-god empire's demon god tribe. In front of them, all the disciples of the Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop saw two figures and two terrifying fierce beasts in the darkness and sucked in a breath of cold air. The closer they were, the more they could feel that evil aura, which made them feel extremely uncomfortable. After all, they were once the personal guards of the Fire Cloud Mountain Range. The Fire Cloud Mountain Range was once modified by the Great Empress. When the Medicine Master and the Weapon Master heard the derisive voice of the Devil God, sitting on the black-scaled dragon-armored beast, they were not the least bit angry, as they spoke indifferently. After they finished speaking, they looked at the black-scaled elder, standing in front of the black-scaled dragon-armored beast, and nodded. This person was once a devil god of the Devil God tribe. Now, he had taken the position of clan leader. Haha, what Fire Cloud personal guard. What great empress. Let me cultivate for a few years. Even if the great empress is still alive, she must kneel in front of me. At this moment, the voice sitting on the throne suddenly sat up and shouted unscrupulously. The voice was filled with arrogance and a domineering aura that dared to compete with the heavens. When everyone heard the words of this devil god, their hearts trembled. How arrogant was this? Shut up, don't dare to insult our empress. When Feng Yun heard the words of the figure in the darkness, she growled with an embarrassed expression. Even though the current situation had completely exceeded her expectations, even if the enemy was stronger than her, she was still filled with anger and killing intent when she heard someone insulting the empress. Kiki, you're really loyal. The figure in the darkness laughed loudly when he heard Feng Yun's angry voice that was filled with killing intent. His voice was a little sharp, causing everyone to feel uncomfortable. Make your move as soon as possible. I won't make a move. I'll leave it to the three of you. The voice in the darkness continued. The lazy words made the faces of all the Fire Cloud Sparrow clansmen extremely unsightly. At the same time, they were also incomparably terrified. The Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop had actually invited the Demon God tribe's longevity experts. Moreover, there were 2 of them. A total of 2. How could they resist 4 longevity experts? The 3 of us are enough. Clan leader Demon, please lend us a hand. The Weapon Master looked at the black-scaled elder in front of the Black Shadow and said, All right, the little Fire Cloud Sparrow tribe is nothing to be afraid of. Since our Demon God tribe has made a move, even if the Great Empress returns, they will be destroyed. The black-scaled elder rarely spoke, but when he opened his mouth, he was still filled with dominance. Of course, he was slightly inferior to the figure in the darkness. Haha, Fire Cloud Sparrow race, prepare to die. The Medicine Master laughed maniacally, his face filled with malevolence and excitement as he stared at the Fire Cloud Mountain Range in front of him. All Fire Cloud Sparrow disciples below Transcendent Rank 7 enter the depths of the Fire Cloud Mountain Range and flee. When Feng Yun saw that the other party had 2 more longevity experts, she took a deep breath and said with a determined look on her face, No, Patriarch, we want to live and die with the Fire Cloud Sparrow race. That's right, so what if it's the Demonic God tribe? We will live and die with the Fire Cloud Sparrow race. Some of the disciples' faces were pale, but they shouted loudly with incomparable determination. Obey the orders. The elders shouted sternly with ugly expressions. The two longevity experts who suddenly appeared in the Fiend Celestial tribe were doomed. As many as could escape they would. Those below Transcendent rank 7 could not be of much help. Patriarch Feng Yun, we want to leave this place. It's not that we don't want to help you, but in the current situation, even our patriarch can't do anything. Just then, the voice of the elder of the Sacred Flame clan rang out. Chapter 1678. 1678 knelt down at a terrifying speed. Patriarch Feng Yin, we want to leave this place. It's not that we don't want to help you, but with the current situation, even our patriarch can't do anything about it. Within the Fire Cloud Mountain range, the voice of the Sacred Fire Clan elder suddenly rang out. The eyes of the four elders flickered. They knew that this was the opportunity that the clan elder had spoken to them about. With the current situation, the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan was completely hopeless. Under the attack of the Demon God tribe, the four longevity experts would besiege the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan. The Fire Cloud Sparrow clan would disappear from the stage of the continent today. Under the current situation, they had every reason to withdraw from this war. In this way, the others would not say that their Sacred Fire clan was ungrateful. They had done what they had to do. On the mountain peaks, everyone's gaze fell on the Sacred Fire clan. The Fire Cloud Sparrow disciples and experts' eyes were filled with contempt and disdain. Everyone knew how their patriarch had treated the Sacred Fire clan back then. They also knew how the Sacred Fire clan had treated them now. Go back and tell your patriarch that the thing I, Feng Yin, regret the most is saving her life and saving your Sacred Fire clan. Ungrateful clan, get lost. Feng Yun's gaze turned towards everyone from the Sacred Fire clan. His face was incomparably cold as he directly opened his mouth to speak. When everyone from the Sacred Fire clan heard his words, their expressions changed slightly, and their hearts were somewhat angry. Go! An elder from the Sacred Fire clan expressionlessly said to all the disciples. Lord Medicine Master, Lord Weapon Master, our Sacred Fire clan has no enmity with you. Please let us leave. The Sacred Fire clan directly flew towards the outside. Seeing the four incomparably terrifying figures, and the 200,000-strong army in front, an elder respectfully said, "Ha, don't worry. We won't attack you. Our two great factions have no enmity with the Sacred Fire clan." The Medicine Master looked at the Sacred Fire clan's 2,000-plus people, and laughed loudly, as he directly said, their two great factions had long since negotiated with the Sacred Fire clan. Naturally, they would not offend the Sacred Fire clan. Thank you, Medicine Master. Everyone from the Sacred Fire clan heaved a sigh of relief. They immediately flew out and passed through the Fire Cloud Mountain Range's fire defense. Ungrateful thing. I wish your race to be exterminated. The most shameless person in the entire continent is your Sacred Fire clan. Seeing the Sacred Fire race leave, the Fire Cloud Sparrow race's experts and disciples cursed loudly from behind with ugly expressions. Each and every ugly word caused the Sacred Fire race's disciples' expressions to change drastically. HMPH calling us shameless. Isn't it even more shameless to betray the Phoenix dynasty? That's right, a race that is about to be exterminated. Do you really think that they are the famous and powerful Fire Cloud personal guards of the past? A race that is about to disappear. Shut your mouths. The Sacred Fire clan members flew dozens of kilometers away. Some of the disciples were a little angry, as they directly cursed at the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan. Each sentence made the Fire Cloud Sparrow disciples even angrier. HMPH, a Fire Cloud Sparrow that is about to disappear, and you still want us to risk our lives for you. The four elders did not stop them, mumbling as they stood at the side and watched coldly. Feng Yin did not take another look after she left the Sacred Fire tribe. She could only blame herself for being blind to this ungrateful tribe. Young Master Wang, take your men and leave. You must not get into any trouble. From now on, our Fire Lark tribe will deal with it ourselves. Feng Yun turned her head and looked at Wang Xian, who was beside her. At this moment, the situation was no longer something that Wang Xian could change. At this moment, even if another longevity expert came, he might not be able to stop the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan from being exterminated. Young Master Wang, you can leave as soon as possible. You can take revenge for us in the future. We believe that young Master Wang has the ability to do so. Young Master Wang, you should leave quickly. The Queen of Fire Cloud and the clan elders also spoke hurriedly. Wang Xian stood there motionlessly. He didn't say anything either. His eyes were sparkling as he stared at the figure in the darkness ahead. Young Master Wang, please leave quickly. Otherwise, the Queen of Fire Cloud urged him again. However, Wang Xian didn't say anything. He continued to stand there. Young Master Wang, what kind of relationship do you have with our Fire Cloud Sparrow clan? At this moment, our matriarch, the Queen, and the clan elders asked him to leave, but he didn't leave. That's right. A friend like young Master Wang is a true friend. A friend in need is a friend indeed. Compared to young Master Wang, the Holy Fire clan is nothing. When everyone from the Fire Lark clan saw Wang Xian standing there firmly, their faces were filled with respect and admiration. Compared to young Master Wang, the difference between the Holy Fire clan and the Holy Fire clan was simply too great. Young Master Wang, no need, I know what to do. At this moment, Feng Yun spoke again anxiously. However, her words were interrupted by Wang Xian once again. At this moment, a faint smile appeared on Wang Xian's face as the corners of his mouth curled up slightly. Haha, if you want to escape, none of you Fire Larks will be able to escape today. The weapon master's cold voice came from the front. He slowly raised the giant hammer in his hand. The flames on it began to burn, and his entire body was completely surrounded by the flames. The flames spread and covered the surroundings. Today, all members of the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan will die. The medicine master raised the staff in his hand. His surroundings were covered by azure-colored water energy. The black-scaled elder took 2 steps forward. The dark energy on his body was activated. Haha, let's exterminate the entire race, Fire Cloud Sparrow. Leave no one alive. Below, the 200,000-strong army of the Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop were holding their weapons tightly as they waited for the elder's orders. They were ready to start a war. It could erupt at any time. The might of the longevity experts and the might of the 200,000-strong army charged towards the Fire Cloud Sparrow. This made everyone's breathing quicken. Emosha. At this moment, Wang Xian, who was standing on the Fire Cloud mountain range, suddenly shouted 2 words. His voice reverberated across the sky, and everyone heard it clearly. When these 2 words were heard, the black-scaled elder was slightly stunned. The demon god, who was lying leisurely in the sedan chair in the darkness, froze and immediately sat up. Upon hearing this voice, he immediately knew who the owner was. He cursed inwardly that he had seen a ghost, but he didn't panic too much. After all, the current him was not under the control of that fellow. Furthermore, with his strength, it was a piece of cake for him to kill that fellow. Hee. A chuckle rang out from Wang Xian's mouth. He looked at the figure who didn't react after sitting up, and gently touched the location of his heart. You use my heart to create blood, strengthen your bloodline, and even comprehend darkness. You are a little disobedient. Back then, I told you not to have any devious ideas, but you didn't listen to me. Hee. Wang Xian said with a smile. His heart of light and darkness moved slightly. At this moment, the figure who sat up trembled. He felt that the blood in his body was out of control. A wave of pressure came from his bloodline. Chapter 1679. 1678 was kneeling down at a terrifying speed. When Emo Sha led an old man and flew over like a demon god, Wang Xian recognized him. In the vast area, the hunchbacked old man who asked Wang Xian to help him expel the dark soul in his body. The old man with the strength of the 9th level of the see-through void tier with turbid eyes. A fellow who could be called an old devil. If it wasn't for Wang Xian who was able to suppress him, Emo Sha would definitely not listen to him like that. In fact, at the beginning, Emo Sha was prepared to kidnap him. When he recognized Emo Sha, he suddenly sensed an extremely familiar aura. This aura came from the heart of light and darkness. His body contained the blood and some energy of the heart of light and darkness. The heart of light and darkness was the heart of the divine dragon king of light and darkness. He was a powerhouse who stood at the peak of the universe. In the heart of light and darkness, there was the great Tao of light and darkness. When Wang Xian injected the heart into Emo Sha's body, he used the heart of light and darkness to temper his bloodline. It elevated his bloodline to a terrifying level. In addition, from the heart of light and darkness, he had learned a lot about the cultivation path of darkness. He had even learned the method to ignite the divine fire to build his divine kingdom and become a god. As long as he had sufficient resources, he could continue to improve. However, the heart of light and darkness had been completely fused by Wang Xian. The tempered blood of Emo Sha was completely under the control of the heart of light and darkness. Wang Xian could instantly strip the blood from Emo Sha's body and make him die instantly. He could also use the heart of light and darkness to suppress his will. Wang Xian gently touched his heart and stared at the figure who stood up in the darkness with a smile on his face. At this moment, Emo Sha's body was trembling violently. He could feel the motionless blood all over his body, and his expression changed drastically. When he heard Wang Xian's words, he had a bad premonition in his heart. Now, it seemed that this was indeed the case. He was still filled with fear towards Wang Xian, especially the heart of light and darkness. If not for the fear of the terror of the heart of light and darkness, he would have killed his way to the vast area and snatched it away after he became the demon lord. Damn it, I have already stopped heading to the vast area. It's just fear in my heart. Now, I still can't escape from this fellow's palm. Emo Sha felt that he was about to cry. Looking at the smiling young man, the corner of his mouth twitched. I shouldn't have come here. Fuck, why did I come here? Emo Sha wished he could slap his face a few times. Shut up. How dare you call us by our demonic god's name? I will tear you into pieces and let you enjoy the pain of being bitten by evil spirits. The old man in black scales was stunned. He shouted at Wang Xian with a cold expression. To dare to call them by their demonic god's name was an unforgivable crime. Do it. Leave no one in there alive. The owner of the weapon raised the huge hammer in his hand and shouted loudly with a ferocious expression. Oh! Wang Xian looked at the black-scaled old man and the owner of the weapon and raised his eyebrows. However, when Emo Sha heard the black-scaled old man's words and saw Wang Xian's gaze, his body trembled. Damn it, he nearly peed his pants. Shut the fuck up. Emo Sha hurriedly growled in a low voice. He glared fiercely at the black-scaled old man who was flattering him and flew towards Wang Xian. The demon god wants to do it himself. The black-scaled old man didn't see Emo Sha's gaze. When he saw him flying over, he was stunned. Humph, you dare to call our Lord Devil God by his name. You are courting death. It is your honor to be able to make our Lord Devil God kill him personally. The black-scaled old man slightly raised his head and coldly looked at the weapon master and medicine master by the side. He continued. Today, it is your honor to be able to see our Lord Devil God personally attack. Witness the power of our Lord Devil God. He continued to suck up to Emo Sha. As the former Devil God of the Devil God tribe, he could be said to be shamelessly sucking up now. There was nothing he could do. Ever since Emo Sha returned, he had crushed him time and time again. Now, he was completely subservient. He did not have the slightest bit of disloyalty. However, what he did not see was that his few bootlicking nearly caused Emo Sha, who was flying over, to stumble and fall to the ground. His pitch-black face was filled with the desire to turn around and kill this talkative fellow. Alright, then let's see the strength of the Devil God. Hee, I thought that the Devil God wouldn't have to personally act today. Now I am truly honored. The weapon master and the medicine master smiled when they heard the black-scaled old man's words and said in unison, I heard that this Lord Devil God is extremely terrifying. He has been training outside for more than 1,000 years. Now when he returns, he has directly defeated the old Devil God. That Lord Blackscaled should be the old Devil God. For this Lord to be so convinced, I'm afraid that Lord Devil God's strength is extremely terrifying. That's only natural. This is the Nine-God Empire's Devil God, one of the 9 gods. He is one of the most powerful top-notch experts in the transcendental continent. That Patriarch Fengyan is probably not a match for this demon god. Below, all the disciples of the Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop were discussing. Their eyes were fixed on the demon god's imposing figure. Good. Kill him. Kill him. That guy is the leader of the mysterious assassin organization. He dares to call the demon god by his name. What mysterious assassin organization? What young Master Wang? All of them must die. The disciples of the Sacred Flame clan, who were watching the battle from dozens of kilometers away, roared in excitement. It is said that this new demon god of the demon god tribe is very terrifying. I wonder how strong he is. Watch him carefully and report to the higher-ups when we return. The scouts who were hiding within a radius of hundreds of kilometers stared at this scene closely. Everyone was filled with curiosity towards this new demon god, who controlled the demon god tribe. Young Master Wang, please run. Feng Yun's expression changed drastically when she saw this demon god rushing over. She quickly said to Wang Xian, he actually dared to rush over by himself. Doesn't he think highly of the Fire Lark tribe? At the same time, she stared at Mo Sha and raised the staff in her hand with a face full of anger. Senior Feng Yun. Looking at Feng Yun, who was about to make a move on Mo Sha, Wang Xian waved his arm and pressed the staff down. Feng Yun was slightly stunned. She looked at Wang Xian in astonishment. Don't make a move, Wang Xian said to Feng Yun with a smile. He looked at Mo Sha, who was flying over, with a smile. Mo Sha's speed was terrifying. He was extremely fast. When he arrived in front of the Firecloud Mountain range to defend against the fireworks, he dashed over. The fireworks, which could injure a person of the first level of longevity, did not leave any marks on his body. Upon seeing this scene, everyone from the Firelark clan was shocked. Young Master Wang, quick. The Firelark clan elders' faces changed drastically as they hurriedly stood in front of Wang Xian to block him. However, what happened next shocked everyone. Pudong! Mo Sha flew over at a terrifying speed and knelt down immediately. That pudong sound was crisp and crisp. Chapter 1680. Everyone around. Everyone looked at Mo Sha, who was kneeling on the mountain peak, in disbelief. The group of Firelark elders who were standing beside Wang Xian were completely dumbfounded. They were on high alert. It turned out to be this situation. This. Gulp. Hiss. The sounds of stammering, swallowing, and gasping came from all around. Everyone widened their eyes and felt dizzy. Some of them even rubbed their eyes. What did they see? The extremely powerful half-step longevity beast, the terrifying evil existence of the Nine-God Empire's demon god, actually knelt beside a youth. How the fuck was this possible? Especially the black-scaled old man. He had seen Mo Sha's strength and tyranny. His style of doing things was even more bizarre, as if he wanted to compete with the heavens. Now in the entire demon god tribe, no one dared to disobey him. Just now, he had even said that he wanted to let everyone see how powerful their Lord Demon God was. But it suddenly became like this. This is it. Medicine Master and Tool Master also looked at this scene with faces full of disbelief, and their minds were somewhat muddled. What on earth was this demon god doing? Displaying true skill. The 3 longevity experts were all so shocked, not to mention the others. Wow, Boss Demon, I finally see you again. I, Mo Sha, miss you to death. You have no idea. Ever since you were injured, I have been unable to sleep day and night. To be able to see you today, Boss Missouri, is truly a great honor and fate. Just when everyone's bodies were stiff and their faces were filled with shock, Mo Sha's voice suddenly rang out. No one could tell the emotions contained in his voice, However, his loud and disgusting words made everyone's faces look very interesting. This was the domineering demon god from earlier. Hehe. At this moment, Wang Xian looked at Emo Sha, who was kneeling in front of him, and pursed his lips. He didn't expect Emo Sha to be so shameless. He rushed over and knelt on the ground. Furthermore, he could say such disgusting words. He smiled and walked slowly towards Emo Sha. Tsk, this demon god. If I let you cultivate for a few more years, you would be able to kill the Empress, even if she were to reincarnate. What's going on now? Wang Xian came before Emo Sha and looked down at Emo Sha, who was kneeling in front of him. He asked mockingly, "Wow, Boss Missouri, have you forgotten about me? Don't you know that I, Emo Sha, like to brag the most? Boss Missouri, you are really a god who forgets things. Hehe. Boss Missouri, let me introduce myself again. I am your little brother, Emo Sha. Here, I wish you a happy old age." Pung pung. The corner of Emo Sha's mouth twitched when he heard Wang Xian's words. However, he quickly squeezed out a smile and spoke loudly. As he spoke, he kowtowed at the same time. That sincere look of his seemed as though he was really a loyal little brother meeting his boss. He had no choice. Emo Sha didn't want to be so unscrupulous. However, his life was now in the hands of the other party. He still remembered how he wanted to kidnap Wang Xian to get rid of the dark soul in his body. In the end, he was killed instead. During that period of time, he lived like a dog. Emo Sha swore that he would never live like that again. However, he actually came to kill this demon. His underlings even shouted for him to unleash his might and kill him. What the fuck? Emo Sha's face was even darker than the lid of a pot. He was a wise man who knew how to adapt to circumstances. Now he was certain that his life was basically in Wang Xian's hands. At this moment, the most important thing was to appease his boss. As for his face, his life was important. How shameless. Hualuor, who was standing not far away, looked at the imposing Emo Sha. She opened her mouth slightly and widened her eyes. She could not help but blurt out. The corners of the mouths of all the Fire Cloud Sparrow clansmen twitched when they heard Hualuor's abrupt voice. Indeed, she was a little shameless. Many people were a little suspicious. Could this be the first element of being an expert? However, when they saw Emo Sha kneeling respectfully in front of their young master Wang, everyone was shocked and excited at the same time. What on earth is going on? At the front of the Fire Cloud mountain range, the expressions of the medicine master and weapon master changed when they saw this scene. The majestic demon god of the demon god tribe actually knelt in fear towards a youth. He even called him boss demon, and called himself little brother. This gave the two of them a very bad premonition, and this premonition was very strong. What is going on? The demon god of the demon god tribe, and the young man of the fire lark tribe. Some of the disciples of the Life and Death Elixir Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop were extremely shocked. However, at the same time, they also had a bad premonition. Mo Sha, are you bringing people to help the Life and Death Elixir Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop to destroy us? When Wang Xian saw the shameless Mo Sha, the corner of his mouth twitched. He asked with a faint smile on his face. How is that possible? I, Emo Sha, have been loyal to you my entire life. Upon hearing Wang Xian's words, Emo Sha hurriedly replied. Then, he turned his head and looked at the black-scaled elder. Emo Guilin, get your ass over here right now. He shouted at the black-scaled elder. The black-scaled elder staggered slightly and squeezed out a smile on his face. He didn't dare to hesitate at all. Boss, he's here. As he spoke, he also flew towards the mountain range at a terrifying speed. When he passed through the firework defense, a pained expression appeared on his face. However, his speed wasn't the slightest bit slow as he flew directly in front of Emo Sha. Boss! Emo Guilin forced a smile, and was met with Emo Sha's cold gaze. Plop! Devil Scale was not a fool. With a plop, he immediately knelt down. Boss, my boss. How do you do? My name is Devil Scale. May I know boss's orders? He squeezed out a smile and shouted directly at Wang Xian, His words were a little clumsy. There was no other way. Mo Sha was subdued by Wang Xian. He was also subdued by Mo Sha. He was in a trance. It was like a dream. The Fire Lark tribe felt surreal when they saw the two longevity realm experts from the Demon God tribe kneeling in front of young Master Wang. These two powerful longevity realm experts had helped the Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop to exterminate the Fire Lark tribe. Now they were actually kneeling here and calling themselves little brothers. Both of you get up. Wang Xian said directly to Mo Sha and Mo Guilin. Today was really a pleasant surprise. Yes, yes. Mo Sha laughed and stood up hurriedly. Mo Guilin also stood up immediately. He felt that he was standing on Wang Xian's right and left. Tell me, why are both of you here today? Wang Xian looked at the two people on his left and right and asked with a smile. We heard that there are some reckless people who dared to provoke our boss. They traveled hundreds of thousands of miles to come here and help our boss kill the enemy. TSK. Chapter 1681. 1681 Life and Death Pill Workshop and Holy Item Forging Workshop 1. We heard that there are some reckless people who dared to provoke our boss. They came from hundreds of thousands of miles away to help our boss kill the enemy. TSK. Mo Sha shouted loudly. He stood beside Wang Xian and puffed out his chest. He raised his head proudly. That's right. Mo Guilin, who was on the left, nodded his head heavily and replied loudly. He looked at the people from the Life and Death Pill Workshop and Holy Item Forging Workshop. His eyes were filled with strong killing intent. You bunch of reckless people actually dared to be enemies with our boss and even kill the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan. Your crimes are unforgivable. As he spoke, a terrifying killing intent directly charged towards the two great factions. After Mo Sha finished speaking, his eyes were filled with admiration as he nodded his head towards Mo Sha. This little brother of his could be considered to have a good eye. The Medicine Master and the Weapon Master were completely dumbfounded when they heard Mo Sha and Mo Lin's words. Even all the disciples of the Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop were staring blankly at the Demon God and Mo Lin, who were standing beside the young man. Weren't these two longevity experts here to help them exterminate the Fire Lark clan? Why were they facing them now? At this moment, everyone from the Sacred Fire clan, who was dozens of kilometers away, was looking at this scene in disbelief. Two longevity experts who came from the sky came to help the two major forces exterminate the Fire Lark clan. Yet they were standing beside the mysterious young man and were facing the two major forces with killing intent. This, Senior Feng Yin, get ready. Wang Xian looked at Mo Sha and Mo Guilin, who were standing beside him on his left and right as he spoke to Feng Yin. All right. Feng Yin recovered from her shock, and a mystical glow appeared in her eyes. Her eyes sparkled as she nodded her head heavily. All Fire Cloud Sparrow disciples, get ready. With young Master Wang around, we will kill our way over today. Feng Yin held the staff in her hand tightly in excitement as she shouted loudly. Yes, kill. 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 Haha, with young Master Wang around, we will kill our way over and destroy them. As soon as Feng Yun's voice fell, all the Fire Cloud Sparrow clansmen roared with excitement on their faces. Everything that had happened today was simply too dreamy. All the hope and power had been brought by the young Master Wang that their ancestor had mentioned. Kill. Destroy the Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop. The defensive fireworks around the Fiery Cloud Mountain range dissipated. Everyone from the Fiery Cloud Sparrow clan charged forward with excitement. Mo Sha, you guys help Feng Yin to fight against the Medicine Master and the Item Master. Wang Xian's eyes flickered with a cold killing intent as he spoke to Mo Sha and the rest. Kiki Boss Missouri, leave it to us. What Medicine Master and Item Master? They are just two pieces of trash. Mo Sha immediately shouted loudly. His eyes were ice cold as they locked onto the Medicine Master and Tool Master. They were filled with killing intent. You dare to provoke our boss? Die. Mo Guilin's body moved and directly attacked the Toolmaster and Toolmaster. Kill! Feng Yun's eyes shot out terrifying flames when she saw the two of them attacking. She raised the phoenix staff in her hand and directly stepped on the clouds. Demon God, you don't keep your word. Damn it, damn it. When Medicine Master and Weapon Master saw that Mo Sha had helped the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan attack them, they looked extremely embarrassed. They even had the thought of retreating. There were 3 longevity experts on the other side, including the former captain of the Fire Cloud Personal Guards, and the new demon god, whose demonic aura spread far and wide. Each of these 2 people was stronger than them. Now together with the demonic scale trio, they were working together. Kill! Wang Xian couldn't care less about what the Medicine Master was thinking. He moved his body and took the lead to attack the 200,000 strong army of the 2 major forces. Buzz! 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 Above his head, the 5 elements millstone floated, and a yin-yang taiji diagram appeared under his feet. Kill, kill, kill! The expressions of the 200,000 experts of the 2 major factions changed drastically when they saw the Firecloud Sparrow clan charging over. Kill! A group of half-step Wansho experts immediately ordered loudly. Kill! All the disciples gritted their teeth and roared loudly. However, compared to just now, they had completely lost that invincible aura. All of them knew that this time, their 2 major forces were going to fall. 5 elements millstone suppress. Wang Xian roared loudly. The 5 elements millstone with a radius of 20 kilometers appeared directly in the sky. The gray energy charged directly at the 200,000 people from the 2 major forces. Defend! More than 20 half-step longevity experts saw the terrifying 5 elements millstone and immediately shouted in unison. Young Master Wang, we are here to help you. The elders of the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan immediately flew over. The battle was triggered. Boom! A terrifying collision was heard and blocked the attacks of Wang Xian and everyone from the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan. The combined strength of the 2 major forces was much stronger than the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan. Take the half-step Wansho masters as an example. There were more than 20 of them from the 2 major forces. On the other hand, the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan and Wang Xian only had about 15 of them. There was also a gap in the other top-notch combat strength. Kiki Boss Missouri, let me help Boss solve some problems. At this moment, a gigantic dark palm directly attacked the 20-odd half-step Wansho masters in the sky tens of thousands of meters high. Oh no! Oh no! The Medicine Master and the Weapon Master looked extremely embarrassed when they saw Mo Sha suddenly attacking their subordinates. The clan elders of the 2 large forces also revealed expressions of shock. Dodge, quickly dodge! The 20 over people hurriedly shouted and fled in all directions. The palm of darkness, which covered an area of 50 kilometers, directly descended at a terrifying speed. All the disciples of the Life and Death Pill Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop fled in all directions with terrified expressions. Ah! Ah! However, soon after, miserable cries sounded out. More than half of the 23 half-step Wansho experts were killed by the terrifying dark palm. 50,000 to 60,000 people were directly killed by Mo Sha's palm. The might of a Wansho expert's palm was so terrifying. Jia jia jia. Mo Sha's maniacal laughter came from the sky. Demon God, you are forcing us. The Medicine Master and Weapon Master, who were entangled by Mo Guilin and Feng Yun, roared with bloodshot eyes. Their auras shook violently. Flames in an ocean engulfed Feng Yun, Mo Sha and Mo Guilin. At this moment, they could only try their best to pin down the 3 of them. Otherwise, as long as one of the 3 of them attacked with a few moves, all of their subordinates would die. Well done! Wang Xian looked satisfied when he saw that Mo Sha had helped them to eliminate half of the half-step Wansho realm experts. It was a pleasant surprise to meet Mo Sha. He did not expect Mo Sha to become the demon god of the demon god tribe of the 9-god empire. If he had known about this earlier, he would have gone to the demon god tribe and called Mo Sha over to massacre everyone. Chapter 1682. 1682 Life and Death Pill Workshop and Holy Item Forging Workshop 2. Dragon Kingdom in the Palm. Wang Xian looked at the 12 half-step one-show experts in front of him, and a cold expression appeared on his face. He waved his arm, and a terrifying dragon claw appeared in the sky. It directly attacked the half-step one-show experts in front of him. Fire Feather Phoenix Sun. Fire Feather Phoenix Sun. The voices of the Fire Cloud Sparrow elders could be heard from the side. King versus king, general versus general, army versus army. 14 half-step one-show Fire Cloud Sparrow masters immediately released their Dharma images and attacked the half-step one-show masters from the two major forces together with Wang Xian's attack. We only have 12 half-step one-show masters. I'll do it, I'll block 2 of them. The 12 half-step one-show masters roared with an embarrassed expression. A few of them immediately went up to the Queen of Fire Cloud, and a few powerful half-step one-show masters. One of the half-step one-show masters attacked Wang Xian directly. 1. Wang Xian revealed a mocking expression on his face. Roar! He raised his head and roared wildly. The terrifying pressure caused the mounts of the experts to tremble slightly. A divine dragon that was 300 meters long appeared on the battlefield. At the same time, Wang Xian raised the dragon claw that was 5 to 6 kilometers in radius and attacked the half-step longevity man. What Dharma idol is this? When he saw Wang Xian transform into a terrifying creature, the expression of the elder from the Life and Death Elixir Workshop changed drastically. 5 elements millstone bind. He waved his dragon claws. Following that, the 5 elements millstone in the sky released streams of gray energy onto the body of the elder from the Life and Death Elixir Workshop. Not good. The expression of the elder changed drastically. The water energy on his body was violent. A water ball with a radius of 5 kilometers wrapped around him completely. Bang bang bang. However, Wang Xian's 2 dragon claws combined to form a radius of about 10 kilometers. He grabbed at it forcefully. Boom! A terrifying force collided, and the gigantic water ball collapsed immediately. The clan elder at the center of the Life and Death Elixir Workshop widened his eyes. His eyes were filled with astonishment. A half-step to longevity wants to fight with me? A hint of disdain flashed across Wang Xian's eyes. The terrifying dragon claws landed directly on his body. A figure that was like a fly instantly fell to the ground. The terrifying force caused the ground to sink into a depth of more than 10 meters. With Wang Xian's current strength, he would be able to finish off a half-step one-show within a few moves. Unless the 4 of them worked together, they would be able to pin him down. However, it was impossible to kill him. Every time he leveled up, he would have the Yin-Yang Taiji diagram. Among those of the same level, his defense would be invincible. At the same time, his attacks were also invincible. What? Seeing how Wang Xian instantly killed an elder, who was half a step away from longevity, the expressions of the experts at the peak of the Life and Death Elixir Workshop and the Holy Item Forging Workshop changed drastically. They had already lost half of their half-step longevity experts in one move from Mo Sha. Now another one was killed in an instant. This was simply a disaster for them. Let's clean up the level 8 and level 9 insightful void martial artists first. Wang Xian looked down at the battlefield below. There were more level 8 and level 9 insightful void martial artists in the 2 major factions than the Fire Lark clan. 5 elements millstone suppress. Wang Xian looked at the dozens of level 9 insightful void martial artists gathered together and waved his dragon claws. The 5 elements millstone in the sky was emitting a heavy aura. The 5 divine dragons on it roared and charged down directly. Not good. Clan Elder, save us. Seeing the 5 elements millstone emitting a destructive aura, the expressions of the dozens of experts at level 9 of the see-through realm changed drastically. They quickly pleaded for help. Stop! The clan elders of the 2 major factions shouted hurriedly. However, their words sounded like they were joking. How could Wang Xian stop? Let's join hands to resist. 30 to 40 experts at level 9 of the Void Interpretation stage roared loudly. They activated their Dharma images and attacked the five elements millstone directly. Bang, bang, bang. However, the five elements millstone was like a millstone of death. It directly crushed the 30 to 40 experts at level 9 of the void interpretation stage. The powerful destructive attacks caused them to die immediately. It was not a fight of the same level at all. In the middle of the battlefield, continuous screams could be heard. Ao Yao led the strange demon clan and made their move. There were 500 strange demons at the level 6 of the void interpretation stage. The Fire Lark clan undoubtedly had a huge advantage. This was especially so for the strange demons who were assassinated on the battlefield. In less than a minute, they had assassinated more than 1,000 experts of the void interpretation stage. In this battlefield, they were extremely terrifying. Stop him. Just as Wang Xian was about to make a move, two figures flew toward him. Two half-step longevity realm experts. The corners of Wang Xian's mouth curled up slightly, as a smile appeared on his face. He swayed his huge body and waved his dragon claws as he attacked directly. Dragon head under the heavens. At the same time, the second Dharma idol was cast. The enormous dragon head appeared in the sky. It was like a mythical creature, imposing and overbearing. Below, the mounts and demonic beasts of the two forces below the 5th rank of the profound void martial stage lay on the ground trembling. The suppression of their bloodlines made them unable to use 50% of their strength. How is this possible? How strong is this young man? A shocked voice came from the mouths of the two half-step Wansho cultivators. Their eyes were wide open and filled with fear. Run! Disciples of the Life and Death Pill Workshop. Run back to the Life and Death Herb Garden. Run! Disciples of the Holy Item Forging Workshop. Run back to the Weapon Peak. At this moment, the sound of nuclear bombs being continuously bombarded came from tens of thousands of meters above the ground. The voices of the Pill Master and the Weapon Master suddenly came. Their voices were filled with panic. With 2 against 3, they felt a great pressure in less than 2 minutes. Reaching the longevity realm and comprehending domains. The longevity realm was a battle of domains. The Medicine Master and the Weapon Master's domains were about the same size, about 80 kilometers in area. The Devil Scales domain was close to theirs, but Patriarch Feng Yun's domain was over 100 kilometers, much more than theirs. As for Mo Sha's domain, it was even more terrifying, reaching a radius of about 150 kilometers. It was almost twice as large as theirs. After a short confrontation, the two men's faces turned somewhat pale. They were certain that in 5 minutes at most, the two of them would die in the siege of the 3 men. This made them have no choice but to give the order to flee for their lives. What? Flee, we aren't their match. Flee immediately. The orders of the Weapon Master and the Medicine Master completely caused all the disciples of the 2 large factions to lose their fighting spirit. They all turned around, wanting to flee back on the path they had taken. At this moment, only those who could escape would be able to survive. Their fighting spirit had completely disappeared. The 2 of you still want to flee, stay here for me. Feng Yun's dignified voice sounded from the sky as she raised the phoenix staff in her hand. An enormous fire phoenix appeared in the sky and attacked the Weapon Master. Chapter 1683. 1683 Life and Death Pill Workshop and Holy Item Forging Workshop 3. Kill. We can't let them escape. Chase after them. The disciples of the 2 major forces fled frantically into the distance. Behind them, the Queen of Fire Cloud and the clan elders shouted out their orders excitedly. Chirp chirp. In the sky, the Fire Cloud sparrow flew, and the fiery rain fell towards the ground. You 2 major forces still want to escape? Wang Xian looked at the 2 half-step Wansho masters, who were trying to escape as well as everyone from the 2 factions. A cold expression appeared on his face. 10,000-mile dragon body. Divine dragon tail swing. The last 2 Dharma images that were used to strengthen the body were unleashed. In an instant, Wang Xian's body size had reached a terrifying size of 15 kilometers. A radius of 15 kilometers was equivalent to 15,000 meters. The tallest mountain on Earth was less than 9,000 meters. If Wang Xian were to return to Earth, he could easily crash into Mount Komalangma with just his physical body. That was how terrifying it was. Buzz! His gigantic body swept across the sky, causing everyone in the surroundings to reveal shocked expressions. 15,000 meters? What kind of monster was this? What Dharma idol? However, what made everyone from the two forces even more terrified was that this terrifying creature, that was 15,000 meters, suddenly appeared 10 kilometers in front of them. The gigantic dragon head stared at them with its cold and majestic eyes. It made all the experts and disciples from the two forces feel a chill in their hearts. What? Teleportation? How? How is this possible? Isn't he an expert that's half a step away from longevity? Teleportation? This creature can actually teleport. This is too terrifying. Don't be afraid, everyone. He only has the strength of a half-step Wanshou. Kill. Everyone, use all your strength to kill. With Wang Xian's teleportation, a terrifying body of 15,000 meters appeared in front of the disciples of the two major forces. This shocked everyone. Following that, a group of half-step Wanshou and the elders of the two major forces gritted their teeth and shouted at everyone. The remaining 100,000 people had a desperate look in their eyes. Attack! Kill our way out! Everyone let out a loud roar. Nearly 100,000 divine arts and Dharma idols flew towards Wang Xian. That terrifying energy completely drowned him. Not good. Kill, kill, support young Master Wang. All the experts from the Fire Lark tribe behind roared loudly. One after another, attacks were launched at the two major forces that were escaping. Let's try our strongest defense. It's the Dharma idol that we haven't used yet, the Yin-Yang 5 Elements Alms Bowl. Wang Xian didn't panic at all when he saw all the attacks coming at him. His body shook, and the Yin-Yang Tai Chi pattern appeared in front of him. It was different from the Yin-Yang pattern. The black and white spots were replaced by the dark and light divine dragons. Around the picture, the 5 elemental divine dragons were entrenched. The strongest defense, the Yin-Yang 5 Elements Alms Bowl, appeared around Wang Xian and completely blocked him. Boom! 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 Dense attacks landed on Wang Xian's body, and the sea of energy directly covered him. Sensing the fluctuations of the Yin-Yang 5 Elements Alms Bowl, Wang Xian revealed a smile. Young Master Wang. From behind, the worried figure of the Fire Lark tribe could be heard. Roar! Wang Xian raised his head. With a deafening dragon roar, the surrounding energy was directly dispersed. His undamaged body appeared in front of everyone. What? How is this possible? Is he an expert of the longevity level? Seeing that Wang Xian did not have any injuries on his body, the disciples of the two major forces revealed an extremely embarrassed expression. Boom! At this moment, Wang Xian swung his gigantic tail and swept towards the nearly 100,000 people in front of him. Dodge, dodge! A panicked voice was heard. The disciples of the two major forces quickly scattered in all directions. Kill! Young Master Wang has stopped them. Let's kill! However, at this moment, all the experts of the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan had already chased after them. The attacks landed on them one after another. In an instant, the 100,000 people had dispersed completely. Among them, 1/3 of them died under the attacks of the Fire Lark clan's experts. On the ground, the corpses fell down like dumplings. Wang Xian revealed a cold smile as he hunted down the half-step longevity experts one after another. I can't accept this. I'm the master of the Holy Item Forging Workshop. I'm the master of the Artifact Forging Workshop. I can't accept this. Demon God, you are a despicable person who goes back on his words. I curse you to die a horrible death. At this moment, a miserable sound covered all the sounds. Everyone was slightly shocked as they looked towards the sky hurriedly. Tsk, you are a dead person. You curse me to die a horrible death. I'm really scared. Emo Shaw's mocking laughter rang out. Poo poo poo. The sound of spitting out fresh blood rang out once again. However, this time it was the pale-faced medicine master. He instantly took out a crystal that seemed to contain an entire world from his mouth. The crystal emitted a faint aura. He directly placed it into his mouth. Space teleport. He roared loudly. His face was incomparably red as he tore apart the suppression of the domains and disappeared. The medicine master actually escaped? Emo Shaw's dissatisfied voice sounded. At the same time, a corpse fell from the sky. That's the corpses is. A trembling voice came from the disciples of the two forces, especially the disciples of the Holy Item Forging Workshop. They looked at the familiar figure, who was slowly falling from tens of thousands of meters in the sky without any signs of life. They were all shocked. He had fallen. There was actually a 10,000-year-old expert who had fallen. This was the strongest expert on the continent, an existence known as a demigod. A terrifying expert with a 10,000-year lifespan. And now, he had actually fallen. Bang! The corpse fell heavily onto the ground, smashing into everyone's hearts. Everyone in the Holy Item Forging Workshop trembled violently. It's over, it's over. Their Holy Item Forging Workshop was completely finished this time. The weapon master was killed, and what awaited them was destruction. All the experts and disciples of the Holy Item Forging Workshop were in despair. Boom! All the disciples of the Life and Death Pill Workshop had blood-red eyes. They burned all their strength, and even their lives as they scattered and fled in all directions. They had collapsed. The two forces that were second only to the empires had completely collapsed. The weapon master is dead. Run, run, run. Everyone in the Holy Item Forging Workshop fled in all directions in a daze. However, there were only a few who could escape. Haha, we've won. We've won. The old ancestor is mighty. Young Master Wang is mighty. Quick, quick, don't let them go. Don't let them all escape. The death of the weapon master was extremely exciting for everyone in the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan. Once a longevity expert died, it meant that they had won this war completely. This made all the members of the Fire Cloud Sparrow clan, who had been suppressed for more than a year, full of smiles and joy. You're tuning in to the Li Mei's Wuxia Whispers YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.